Hi everybody, welcome to another live stream. Hope you've all had a nice week. You're actually very lucky to see me tonight because, well, as most of you probably know, who've been following me Facebook post. I've been virtually on my back with a really bad cold. I've actually still got the cough now, and also I still can't taste my food. So you'll have to excuse me, like if it happens to take like a sudden fit of cough, and it's just that it hasn't completely cleared away from my system yet. But I'm dosing myself up with medication and that in the hope that it will clear up once and for all. Bloody nuisance, like I mean, it just drains all your energy as well, and that you just feel like just like lying down all the time and that. But as I said, the main symptoms have cleared up. It's just the cough now, and not being able to taste my food, which I hate. Yeah. All right then, guys. So yeah. So as I say, I hope you've all had a good week in that, and I'll just get the comments rolling now. Just bear with me. Walk on, always believe. Are you okay, mate? Watch it, Alan. Hope you're feeling better. Well, as I was just saying, I've still got the chesty cough, and I can't taste my food, unfortunately. So that's put a little bit of a dampener on it and that. But all going well, fingers crossed. By the next time, the next time I do my next live, it'll be cleared up completely. So yeah. Oh, thanks for the concern anyway. Gina's here. You're all right, Gina. Gina Walpole. Hi, Alan and everyone. Thanks for dropping by, Gina. Good to see you. Pete's here, Placendo guy. Hey, Alan, hope you are all right, mate. Take it easy. Oh, thanks very much, Pete. Yeah, as I was just saying, like, I've still got the cough, and I can't taste my food and that. But as I just said, like, hopefully by the next live stream, it'll cleared up completely and that. But thanks for your concern, mate. Hope you've had a good day. Gerard is a movie fan. You all right, Gerard? Hello, Alan. A new name. I was Snowy up 72. Oh, I remember you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, great to see you. Traveling the road. You okay? Hello, Alan. Thanks for dropping by. Nice to have you along. Right. So, have you all been watching any good movies lately? I watched a great one the other night on Shudder. Called Open 24 Hours. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's about this girl, like she gets this job at a late night petrol station and that, and she's been in prison like a couple of years for sort of like trying to kill a serial killer boyfriend. But it's really good. I won't give away too much about it, but I highly recommend it. So check it out. Open 24 Hours. It's a great horror thriller on Shudder. Walk on, always believe. Try drinking lemon ginger tea, honey. Inhale steam through your nose. Deep breathing, gargle with salt water. Yeah, I've done a bit of gargling with the salt water, but I haven't actually done the other things what you've suggested here. So I'll do those. Yeah. It's a bloody nuisance. Like you just feel so listless and that. And I was hoping it wasn't COVID. But as I say, the other symptoms have cleared up, the banging headache and that, and the aches and pains. I mean, when I first got it, I was really on my back. I didn't even feel much inclination to watch the telly. If you've got a really bad bug or a bad cold, it really takes it out of you. But as I say, it's just me taste now and that, and the cough. Yeah. But thanks for the suggestion anyway. The cheese of the most. If you're not well, don't do a stream. End of. Well, I'm well enough to do the stream. I'm not on my back now. It's just that I just got the I can't taste my food, and the cough. Like the cough isn't as bad as it was, but I'm well enough to do my live stream. I wanted to do my live stream, and I missed doing it last week because I love talking to all you guys about movies and that. My number one love. And I just wanted to do one tonight and that. So yeah, I'm not too bad. Say it's just the chesty cough a bit and the taste. The cheese of the most. Very disrespectful of you to do a stream. Well, I don't know why it's disrespectful because I'm not in direct contact with you, and I don't appreciate pathetic comments like that. Brian Gilson, you're right, Brian. Hi, Alan. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I'm not too bad, Brian. As I say, it's just the taste now and the cough and that, but hopefully it should have been cleared up by next week. Get rid of some of these idiots. They've all started already, these clowns. I don't know where we get them from. Cheese off, whoever you are. Oh, bloody idiots like that on my channel. Right, Gerard is a movie fan. In August, I dropped videos on YouTube. Reason for name change. This is easier to pronounce. Yeah. Richard Brown say, are you okay, Richard, mate? Thanks for dropping by. I just watched Sputnik. Have you seen it, Alan? If it's to do with space and that, space exploration, wouldn't be my cup of tea. You know, obviously I haven't seen it, so we can't really comment. Edward Kopok, you okay, Edward? What's your favourite horror remake that's actually as good as the original? My favourite horror remake is the, I think it was made in 2006 or 2005, the remake of the Amityville Horror, which I thought was miles better than the boring, ultra boring 1979 efforts that starred James Brolin and Margot Kidder. Did not like that movie at all. You know, it bored me to tears, to be quite honest with you. The second one wasn't too bad, you know, where he gets possessed and that. The third one was okay. But yeah, that's my favourite remake, the Amityville Horror. Yeah. Usually remakes, they're not really up to scratch, but that was a pleasing exception. Walk on, always believe. Alan, please block cheese of them. I've done that. Yeah, he's a bloody goon, whoever he is. Yeah, I can't abide. I've said this before and I'm saying it again. I can't abide with idiots like that invading my channel. They will. I don't know why they bother, because you know what's going to happen to them. They're just going to be zapped. You know, I don't like that. I know other YouTubers have the same problem with these clowns as well. You know, it's just not on. You know, they mustn't have. Let's put it this way: they mustn't have anything better to do with their sad lives. That's all I've got to say. You know, they've got a lot now are leading very, very sad lives. You know, and you do very, very sad things. So you just basically just screw yous. You know, I've got no time for clowns like you on my channel. So be warned. It's moving on, guys. Chestnut 7, good evening, Alan and everyone. You okay? Thanks for dropping by. Cycling artist, don't be a troll. Walk on, always believe. You're welcome, Alan. Traveling the road. I watched Nope the other day. It was a bit disappointing. The main character dies. Oh, spoiler alert. I'm not really into Jordan Peele's movies anyway, so I don't think I'll be checking that one out. Playtendo guy, you picked up anything recently, mate? Yeah, I had a bit of a haul recently, piece. Yeah, I picked up Dementor, I picked up a Hell High, and I picked up a couple of others as well. I've got the new I've got the Hammer House of Mystery and Suspense series. I've got it. I was lucky. I got it on eBay for 18 quid. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. I got it from Amazon Germany. I got one more movie to come. And I'm going to do a haul. I'm going to do a big haul anyway soon, Pete. So watch out for that with all my latest horror pickups and that. So yeah. By the way, I watched your haul as well, your recent haul. It was very good, yeah. Brian Gilson, you okay, Brian? Bernard Cribbins passed away today. Oh yeah, he was a very fine actor. Yeah, I love Bernard Cribbins. Yeah, he was a good actor. He was great in the Carry On films. Yeah. Fawlty Towers and Peter Cushing, Doctor Who film. Oh yeah, I love Bernard Cribbins. Yeah, real character actor, wasn't he? Yeah, and I love those songs he made. Right Said Fred, Charlie and Me Had Another Cup of Tea, and all that, and Hole in the Ground. Oh, he's great. Yeah, I loved him in Carry On, where he was in the on the boat. Was it Carry On? Was it Carry On Admiral, something like that, with Juliette Mills? I loved him in that. Yeah. And he was good in Frenzy as well. He played the barmaid in Hitchcock's Frenzy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very, very versatile actor. And he will be very, very sadly missed, I'm sure. Yeah. Scrolling down, guys. Travel on the road. The aliens only kill if you look up at them. Oh, yeah. Please don't put any spoilers on here in case anybody hasn't seen the movie. Richard Brown, Sputnik. It's a Russian film. Like the Quatermass experiments about an astronaut with an alien inside his stomach. I don't fancy that. It sounds a bit like Alien, that John Hurt with the chest burst. I don't fancy that, I'm afraid. Ricky Kilby. You okay, Ricky? Hello, Alan. Do you like the films of Lucio Fulci? And if so, what is your favourites? I do like Lucio Fulci, yeah. But I like the one it was. Didn't he do The House by the Cemetery? Yeah, that's a big favourite of mine, yeah. And didn't he do The Beyond as well? I get mixed up with these Italian horror directors, you know, Dario Argento, Lucio Fulci, Mario Bava, because you think they've done one movie when they've actually done another one. So yeah, I'm sure Lucio Fulci done the House by the Cemetery. I love that movie. Yeah, yeah. He's done a couple of zombie movies as well, hasn't he? Yeah. Oh yeah, I like me Italian horror, providing the story's good, you know, and it's good characters and that. I don't like these slow things and that where the plot takes an eternity to get going. It's just having a swig, guys. But yeah, didn't he do Cat in the Brain, Lucio Fulci? I wasn't too keen on that one, where he played himself basically. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm sure he done Cat in the Brain. Pete's asking me, you're getting anything in the Arrow sale? I'm going to have a look at that piece. Yeah, I'll have a look and see if there's anything that takes me fancy. And if I like anything, I'll send off for it. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Chestnut Step 7. Yes, rest in peace, Bernard Cribbins. Yeah, yeah, I'm certainly second that. Yeah, very, very fine actor and that. Yeah, and a lovely man as well, off screen by all accounts. Yeah, he's in The Railway Children, of course, wasn't he? Yeah. Cycling artist. Hello, Alan. You okay, mate? Love your channel. Oh, thank you very much. Sorry you get trolls like that cheese person here. Keep up the good work. Oh yeah, as I say, I can't abide by idiots like that. As I say, they must have very sad lives and that. You know, they go on to people's streams and sort of like try to cause havoc and that. Yeah, but I am wise to them now. And at the instant I smell a troll, they will be zapped. Chestnuts F7, Carry On Jack. That's the one what Bernie Cribbins was in. Yeah, Carry On Jack with the lovely Juliette Mills. Yeah, I've got that on Blu-ray. Yeah, and some of those Carry On movies, they look fantastic on Blu-ray. They really do. You know, yeah. There's not all that many, to my knowledge, at the moment. It's been released on Blu-ray, but the ones I've got, oh, they absolutely stunning. Yeah. Pete's saying, I see in HMV they're reducing loads of big and classic titles from the £5. They're unfortunately doing less films and focusing more on music and food. It's very sad to hear that piece. Yeah, you know, I love physical media, and I hate to hear of anything like this. The stores reducing their films and that. You know, HMV won't be the same if they're only just going to do like you know, sort of as you say, like music and food. It's going to be more like a Bloodman supermarket. HMV, the big highlight of going into HMV is picking all, you know, going browsing through all the, as I'm sure you'd agree, browsing through all the movies and that, you know, all the shelves and that packed with movies and that. And if they start reducing their movie stock, oh, it's not going to be much fun at all going in there. Yeah, I mean, after getting sort of like revitalized by that Canadian bloke. You know, they're still going to reduce their physical media. Oh, yeah. Very, very sorry to hear that. Really am. It's all this bloody downloading to blame as well, isn't it? You know, but oh, yeah, I hope they don't take the movies away completely because, as I say, that's one of the, you know, the way that's the excitement of going into HMV, doing the Blu-ray hunting and DVD hunting and that. But it'd be very, very bad misstep if they do that. Yeah. So I just hope they don't get rid of all the movies. But it's not looking good at the moment, to judge by what you told me. David John Kane, nope, isn't out. Yes, is it? Traveling the road, saying, ever felt the feeling? Another one to be deleted. You idiot, whoever you are, get out of my sight now. You won't be coming back on this channel again, you lunatic. Go back to your bed and play with your teddy bear or whatever stupid thing you do in your house. Honestly, I can't abide these nutcases. You know, I've said it before and I've said it again. There must be something missing up here. They must be a bit screwy to carry on like that. You know, bloody stupid things they do now. Go and get a bloody life, troll. Richard Brown, agree with you, Alan. Jordan Peele, vastly overrated. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Jordan Peele. You know, I think he's very, very overrated. Now, that's just my opinion, you know. Walk on, always believe. Alan, here's some cold-setting horror flicks as promised. Let me in. Yeah, good one. Let the right one in. Yeah, got both of them. Snow Beast, haven't got that. Storm Warning, no. Frozen, that's a great one. Frozen, yeah, with the stuck up in the chairlift. Yeah. 30 Days of Night, yeah. While She Was Out, I haven't seen While She Was Out, but good choices there. Yeah, thank you. Bear with me, guys. I'm just don't want any more idiots popping up. That idiot's on again. I just tried to block him. I wish I knew where you bloody lived, you clown. Scumbag. Jared is a movie fan. How is Shudder? Are you keep it in the horror pack from July? USA movie subscription was a Shudder original, The Banishing. I think I've seen The Banishing. I wasn't too keen on it, mate. Edward Coppock, what's your favourite supernatural? What's your favourite I presume you mean supernatural horror. Oh, I've got loads, absolutely loads. I love The Haunting of Hill House, Hell House, The Ring. I like The Ring. Oh, I've got loads of them. Yeah, too many to mention. Ricky Kilby, hello again, Alan. I love Fulci's films. My favourites are Zombie Flesh Eaters, yeah. House by the Cemetery, that's the one. And The Beyond, yeah, they're great, them, yeah. Zombie Flesh Eaters, yeah, had that guy in it, Ian McCulloch from The Survivors, the 1975 TV series, The Survivors, which used to watch avidly as a teenager in 1975, 76. He's a great actor, Ian McCulloch, yeah. Good choices there, mate. Robert Turner. You okay, Robert? Thanks for dropping by. Hi, Alan. Get well soon. Some TV horror films are great, like Crowhaven Farm, Satan's Triangle, The People Across the Lake. Yeah, I've got a TV horror movie with I don't know if you know Linda Day George, the blonde girl who's in Mission Impossible. She's been in quite a few horror films, and she also co-starred with her husband Christopher George. Yeah, I've got a TV horror called Ants, which I haven't watched yet. Made in 1977, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's some great TV horror movies. Those ones with Karen Black in Trilogy of Terror. They're very good with the Zulu Warrior doll. One of my favourites. That. Yeah. Walk on, always believe. Message to all the trolls. Grow up, show some respect, and sod off. You're only wasting your time. Yeah, I'd second that. Sod off. Get off my channel. You're not welcome here, whoever you are. Go back to the circus where you belong. Chestnut Step 7. Travelling the road, you're pathetic. Oh, the troll. Gina Walpole, I think it's the same person coming back with a different account. Well, he needs to be blocked permanently, whoever he is. I might report him actually to YouTube if I can. I'll look into that. See if they can locate him and get him off completely, whoever he is. Big soft girl's blouse. Walk on, always believe. Alan, if you need moderators, feel free to make me a moderator and I'll block them straight away. Oh, thanks very much, mate. I appreciate that. Yeah. Bloody nuisances, these clowns. They really are. As I say, they mustn't have much of a life. Like, they must be stuck in and that, no social life and that, and I'll go onto somebody's live stream and make a mess and that. Yeah. Well, you're not doing it on this channel. Brian Gilson, don't let them get you down. You're doing great work. I'm hoping to get hell high from Arrow. Yeah. Oh yeah, I won't let them get me down. I just can't stand lunatics like that, in any walk of life, really, be it on the internet, be it in the streets, anywhere at all. I just can't abide loonies like that. You need to get a life, and you only have to look at some of the way they carry on in the bloody streets as if they haven't grown up, getting on the bus and that, acting like 4-year-old kids, grown men and that, yeah. But I'll leave it there. Could go on. Once you get me on that, you won't stop me. Kyle McCready, hi Alan. Hope you're good, mate. Picked up Beware My Brethren in Blu-ray Monday. Great 70s exploitation horror pick. Yeah, you okay, Kyle? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that a couple of years ago. It's got Patrick McGee in it, hasn't he? He's a preacher. Yeah, I saw that. I think it was on Amazon, Kyle. Yeah. I might get it again, actually. Yeah. But what I can remember, it's a bit of a slow burn. It takes time to get going, but once it gets going, it's not bad. Yeah. So yeah, I might get. It's on the 88 Films label, isn't it? Yeah. I might get that. I like Patrick McGee. I loved him in it. I tell you what, I loved him in Tales from the Crypt, where he played the blind man. Where the sergeant major took over the home and that, and he comes. He's a bully, this sergeant major, and he comes into the office, Patrick McGee, and he said, "Oh, we get your slop." He has his cane. I think he bangs it on the sergeant major's desk as he's tucking into a big meal, his Alsatian dog and that. And he was real good, serious actor. Yeah, Patrick McGee. Yeah. Oh, very fancy. He's in Dementia 13 as well. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very fine actor. Yeah, very, very serious actor as well. Thomas Pearson. Hi, Alan. Nice to see you live again. You okay, Thomas, mate? Hope you've had a good week. Yeah, it's great to be back again. Yeah. As I say, I couldn't do it last week because I was just completely on me back, So I thought I'd just add enough strength to do it tonight and that, obviously, and that. So once this get me taste back and, the cough goes, I should be A1 again completely, yeah. Ricky Kilby. Okay, Ricky. What are your thoughts on David Warner, who sadly passed away earlier this week? Oh, yeah, I love David Warner. He's a great actor. Yeah, I loved him in The Omen. Yeah, From Beyond the Grave and Straw Dogs. They're three of my favourite movies. Yeah, very, very versatile actor. Fantastic man. Yeah. Oh, he could play any part, and I loved him in that. From Beyond the Grave and The Omen as well, where he played the photographer, didn't he? He got his head sliced off. Oh, very, very gruesome scene, yeah. And he's been in countless other movies and TV shows. Always pops up on that, he was a great actor, David Warner. We've lost two great legends, haven't we? We lost David Warner and we've lost Bernard Cribbins, yeah. So, love them both. Fantastic actors. Brian Gilson, David Warner was great in Waxwork. Oh, he was in Waxwork as well. Yeah, that's right. He was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very fine actor. Yeah. I tell you what, he done a great job playing that photographer in The Omen. Fantastic. Yeah. And then in that short segment, From Beyond the Grave. Yeah, where he buys the mirror. And he sees this image in the mirror, doesn't he? And it says he wants him to kill women for him and feed me. The image appears in the mirror and he says, feed me. Oh, that's a great one, that. Love the Amicus horror anthologies. Right. Bear with me, guys. I'm just scrolling up with the comments. Richard Brown. You okay, Richard? Favorite video, Nasty, Alan? Favorite video, Nasty. There's been quite a few, hasn't it? Over the years, I would say. Although I don't know the level of ban that was on it at the time. I would say The Evil Dead, I Spit on Your Grave, movies like that. They're the ones that come to mind in regards to video nasties. I don't know if the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was on the video nasties, because if somebody could enlighten me on that, that'd be very great. Well, there wasn't all that much blood and gore in that, really, was there? It was pretty dark, and it was one of my all-time favorites horror movies, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But in terms of bloodletting, there wasn't really all that much in it, really. Some pretty horrific scenes, like, of course, where he hits him on the head with the hammer, and his legs start, shaking and that, yeah. But So say video nasties, yeah, that's The Evil Dead, and I Spit on Your Grave, yeah. Walk on, always believe. Try to relax, Alan. Take a deep breath and exhale the negativity. They want you to mention them. Try not to respond. Yeah, thank you. Good advice. Yeah. Dirt on me shoe, they are. Edward Coppock, what's your favourite version of Black Christmas? That's easy, Edward. The 1974 Bob Black production starring Olivia Hussey and John Saxon. That is one of my my number one favourite Christmas horror slasher. Black Christmas. Yeah, I did not like the remake, and I didn't like the one they done, the later one. I haven't seen, but I've seen the trailer. From what I've seen of the trailer, not for me that at all. But yeah, it's got to be the 1974 classic, which was a kind of a precursor really to all the slasher ones that were to follow, like Halloween, Friday the 13th, you know. But I love Black Christmas. I put it on every year. Or real good, enjoyable Christmas horror movie. That, yeah, fantastic. One of the best, in my opinion. Gerard is a movie fan. You okay, Gerard? If you find it not good, then I have seen it. Vanishing. Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah. I wasn't too keen on it. That's a Shudder original, isn't it? Seasonal Spice Rack. You okay? Evening. How are you doing? Hope you're okay. Not too bad, thanks. Hope you are as well. Thanks for dropping by. Kyle McCready, yeah, that's it. Just come out on 88 Films. Picture is perfect, and Patrick McGee underrated as an actor. Grayson Clockwork Orange, yeah. Oh yeah, I love Patrick McGee, yeah, fantastic, yeah. So I say, Kyle, I might pick up that Beware My Brethren, yeah, for my collection, yeah. I love me 70s horror movies, absolutely love them. I've got books on them. I absolutely love them. I mean, they were the big staple, as I've said before in previous streams. The 70s horror movies, along with Universal, were a big staple of my growing up in the 70s, and that, especially when he used to show the double bill on a Saturday night, you know. And then, of course, going back a few years to the mid-70s, early to mid-70s, the Appointment with Fear would be on, and he'd show one on there, and that, oh yeah, huge staple of me growing up, 70s horror. Seasonal Spice Rack is saying, what's your thoughts on Rishi Schumer? I don't really want to get into politics, if you don't mind. This is just purely to discuss movies. I'm not getting involved in political disputes or anything like that. But thanks for your question anyway. Appreciate it. But you know, draw the line on anything outside movies and that. Yeah. Yeah, and books as well. You can talk about books and that, movies and books and that, and any other kind of TV series, but don't broach politics. Thanks. Walk On, Always Believe. All my DVDs and Blu-rays have all arrived except for 4, which 2 will arrive tomorrow and the other 2 on Monday. It's always nice to get a haul, isn't it? Yeah, one of the pleasures of being a movie collector, you know, waiting for the Amazon van to pull up and that, you know, and put them through the door or knocking on the door and that. I hope to be ordering. I tell you what, I hope to be ordering, guys. You know, the Night Gallery season 2 with Rod Serling. I've got season 1. But season 2's just come out. I think it's around about 50 quid and that, but there's more episodes on this one. So is any Night Gallery fans here? You know, let me know. What do you think? Have you got a particular favourite episode? Some hope to order and that. And it's another series I've been wanting for such a long time, but it's a trifle expensive. That is The Night Stalker, Kolchak, The Night Stalker. I've been meaning to get that for months and that, but at the moment it's very pricey on Amazon and that, so I'm waiting for it to come down and that. That's like the reporter guy. He goes after. It's a kind of a precursor to the X-Files and that. He goes on different missions, rooting out vampires and aliens and monsters and that. You know, never seen it. It was first shown in 1974, so hopefully when the price comes down, I'll treat myself to that. But I've got to get Night Gallery sometime, if not this week, next week. Seasonal Spice Rack is saying, I like the David Warner films. Yeah, great David Warner. Yeah, very sad to hear of his passing. Yeah. PL, you okay? Have you seen Revealer on Shudder? I haven't seen that one. Is it good? I'll have to check that out. I'm a member of Shudder. And as I say, that one I watched the other night, open 24 hours, is a cracker. If you like a good psychological thriller with a lot of twists and turns, check out Open 24 Hours. It's a great watch. It really is. Obi-Wan, it's quite brutal in parts. There's some pretty horrific death scenes. One particularly nasty death scenes. I won't tell you what that is, but I'll warn you, if you're a bit squeamish about brutal death scenes and that, you know, be warned. Yeah, it's quite a brutal movie. Very well done though. Good pacing and that, and good characters. Pete's saying, what are some of the most underrated actors? Some of the most underrated actors. I don't know really, Pete. Trying to think. No, don't know really. No, I haven't really got one on spring to mind. Richard Brown, From Beyond the Grave, fantastic film. Oh yeah, I love From Beyond the Grave. Yeah, Peter Cushing was really on the money, playing a sinister proprietor with the Yorkshire accents, you know, and anybody that comes into the shop and diddles him and that, you know, robs the item and that, or tries to rob his till, you get the comeuppance and that. That's a great movie. That very eerie opening as well. Yeah, in the grave, it's got these swooping camera shots of all of this grave. I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's Highgate Cemetery or not, but oh, it's weird. And you've got like these like monks chanting and that, you know, oh, it's a cracker. That's one of my favourite movies, that From Beyond the Grave. Yes. I love the one with Ian Ogilvy in, where he buys the big antiquated mirror, you know, and he goes into the room and there's a man in the room all blue, dressed in blue and that. He's got like a wig on and like, oh, it's a great one, that. Yeah. And of course, the Donald Pleasance one, Matches, Lighters. That's a good one. Yeah. I love me horror anthologies. PL, have you seen The Green Inferno? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Eli Roth, yeah, cannibal movie. Yeah, pretty it's pretty stomach churning in parts, from what I can remember. It's a good movie. Yeah, it's a kind of it was like Eli Roth's homage, wasn't it, to the 1980s cannibal movies? Yeah, he did a good job. Yeah, I like The Green Inferno. Yeah, good film. Pete's asking me, have you got any favourite sci-fi films? Oh, yeah. One springs to mind right away, Pete. Alien, 1979. I absolutely love that movie. I love the elements of horror, the kind of haunted house in space aspect. I love all the characters in that. You know, Ripley, of course, being the main female protagonist in that. Ian Holmes, greatest the android. Yeah, love it. That's my all-time favourite horror. I think I've said this before. That's my all-time favourite horror sci-fi film, Alien. Fantastic. Ridley Scott, he was such a consummate director, wasn't he? You know, what he'd done with that movie. And imagine watching that in the darkened cinema in late 1979. Oh, God, especially the chest burster scene. Yeah. So I'd say, yeah, Alien. Oh, I like the, tell you what I like, Pete. I like the Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's a good one. That's a good sci-fi one. Yeah. I like Day of the Triffids as well. Yeah. But I'm not really a great, having said that, I'm not really a great sci-fi fan. But I said there's only a couple of sci-fi movies what I like. And more often than not, they have a horror element to them. Yeah. But I tell you what, I did used to like when I was younger. I used to like watching Star Trek. You know, Captain Kirk and William Shatner. I know that wasn't a movie, but of course he did make movies later on, didn't he? Which I didn't think was as good as the TV series. But I was a big fan of Star Trek. Yeah, I like the Jerry Anderson sci-fi series as well. You know, Stingray and all them, Thunderbirds and that. But in regards to his sci-fi movies, there's very few. Oh, I tell you what, I suppose you could call it a sci-fi movie. Vincent Price, The Last Man on Earth. That's a good one. It's based on the novel by Richard Matheson, I Am Legend. Yeah, there's been a few versions of that. The Omega Man with Charlton Heston, and then of course you had the Will Smith one, didn't you? I Am Legend. Yeah, I like the Vincent Price one though. If you haven't seen that one, Pete, check it out. It's a great one. The Last Man on Earth. I think it was made about 1965. That's another big favorite sci-fi movie of mine. Yeah, love Vincent Price. Robert Turner, you okay, Robert? Tales from the Crypt and Asylum are fantastic. All strong stories. I would certainly second that. Yeah. As you can see, I've got me posters there. Asylum, and I've got the House of Drip Blood there. Huge Amicus fan. Oh yeah, that's a great one. That one. I love the one with particularly the Peter Cushing where he gets the tailor to make his son a suit and that, but it's got to be made a certain way. He gives him this sort of like plan of the suit and that, and it's all in sort of like ancient text. That's a great story. And of course the one with Britt Eklund in when Lucy came to stay. Yeah, she's got like a scale. She's a bit like sort of like emotionally, she's kind of a lot of emotional baggage. And Britt Eklund's Lucy, an imaginary friend, and that's a great one. That. Yeah, I tell you what, I wish they'd bring out a special edition of Tales from the Crypt. They've done it with, I think it's Second Sight. They've done it with Asylum and the House of Drip Blood. So maybe they could do, well, they might do, surely they're going to do Tales from the Crypt eventually. They've got to. Yeah. PL, have you seen TCM 2022? Presuming the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. No, I haven't seen it. I've heard mixed, I've heard mixed views about that movie. Yeah, some like it and some loathe it. I'll have to check that out. So I'm a huge fan of the original. That's my favourite one from the 1974 original. Is my favourite one. Yeah. PL, have you seen The Cured? No. No. Isn't it a pop group called The Cured? Seasonal Spice Rap. What are those posters behind you? Well, they speak for themselves. They're Amicus movies. Yeah. Dracula, Christopher Lee. American Werewolf in London. Crucible of the Vampire. Fantastic movie. Yeah. And recently you had word from the producer. They're making a new horror series and that. But I'll tell you more about that when it comes out and that. Yeah, just various horror movies. Pete's asking me thoughts on Guest House and Us from Jordan Peele. I didn't like Us piece. Guest House I wasn't a big fan of. You know, I expected so much from Us because I like a good doppelganger story. But it started out okay, then it sort of like went downhill for me. And Guest House, I mean, yeah, it didn't really tick all the boxes for me. I'm not really a great fan of Jordan Peele. I think I said that before. I'm not really a great fan of his work. I didn't like what he'd done with the Twilight Zone as well. I got I bought the Blu-ray set of that Pete, the Twilight Zone, and I didn't watch the rest of it. I thought, oh, this is awful. I've got to switch this off. Not a patch on the original Rod Serling. Yeah, he's that new one, Nope. I've heard mixed things about that as well. I don't really fancy that. It's about UFOs, isn't it? Nope. Yeah. I'm not really a big fan of Mr. Peele's, regrettably. Thomas Pearson. You okay, Thomas? Thanks for dropping by. Did you see Chellebeck's live stream about video nasties? I started watching that. Yeah, I'm going to go back to that. What's your opinion of the video nasties in comparison with the British horror movies, like the Universal films, which are more story than gore? Well, that's a good question, actually. I don't really watch horror movies for the sake of excessive amounts of blood and gore. If you're going to put a lot of blood and gore in a movie, it's got to be relevant to the storyline. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. If you're just doing gore for gore's sake, it doesn't work. I would much, although I do like the odd video nasty, providing the story's good. I would much prefer watching a horror movie with a good story, good characters, and a good twist at the end. I wouldn't give a damn if there wasn't even a bit of blood spilt in it, as long as the story was good. I'll give you an example. Brian Clemence's Thriller, the 1970s TV horror drama series. They were fantastic stories, especially the one with Donna Mills, The Haunted Car. There was no blood. Probably can remember there was hardly any blood in them at all. But they were fantastic stories. Them guys, you've got to check that out if you love your horror TV series. If you haven't seen Thriller, highly recommend that. Brian Clemens, that's fantastic. Also, Night Gallery, Rod Serling. I just mentioned that before. As I say, we're getting back to Thomas's question. What my opinion is of the video nasties in comparison with the British horror movies like the Universal films, which are more story than gore. Yeah, as I say, yeah, I don't mind blood and gore, but it's due. It's done right. It's done good, done correctly. I don't like it for the just sake of killing people. Killing about 20 to 30 people in a film with no story. That's not really for me. I think that's just one big mess. That when you do it like that. And I can understand why a lot of these movies were banned in the 80s and that late 70s, 80s, because a lot of them were quite near the knuckle. I mean, when I first started watching horror movies, I rented from the video store when he started to ease up on the video nasties and that. Some of the scenes are like, God, I've never seen that in a movie before. Eye popping and that, and guts getting pulled out and that, yeah. But well, they've sort of like formed like part of the video nasties. They formed a big part of history now, haven't they? Horror movie history, yeah. The video nasties and that. And as I say, well, of course, you'll all agree at one point they were really strict about the video nasties, weren't they? Really, a lot of them were banned and that. Yeah, but I say I always put story above blood and gore. The story's got to be good, and then the blood and gore can come in then. But it's no good, like as I say, just splashing the screen red with entrails and that. If there's no story, the story's got to be good for me. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Yeah. David John Kane is saying, Alan, I heard you mention the Shining TV film the other day. I've got it on order. Is it any good? And it's very good, yeah. Rebecca De Mornay, yeah, it's very good, yeah. Some people prefer it to the Jack Nicholson, but I like both. I like them in their own different ways and that. I know Stephen King wasn't a big fan of the Kubrick one, was he? because from what I can remember, his comments, he didn't like the way he made Jack Nicholson's character, Jack Torrance, already doolally before he went to the hotel, whereas in the novel, he goes gradually doolally when he gets into the Overlook and the winter sets in. Yeah, but I love them both. Yeah, I love The Shining. Yeah. Richard Brown. Okay, Richard. 70s horror films have a great atmosphere. I would certainly second that, especially the Amicus movies and the Dracula, the Christopher Lee movies, and that fantastic atmosphere. Excuse me, guys, I just have a swig. Yeah, I love me 70s horror. I think I've got all my favourites on Blu-ray. Tell you what's a good 70s horror flick, Blood on Satan's Claw. That's a great one, that. Starring Linda Hayden. It's like a folk horror movie. I've got the special edition of that. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm hoping to revisit that. Really good folk horror. I'd rank that right up with The Wicker Man as a great, and Wakewood as a good folk horror movie. Thomas Pearson is saying, when are we going to get a look at your full collection? Well, when I get me new shelf, I've got to get more shelving than that, because I've got a lot of movies are covered up at the back. So I'm sure I'm running. Space is a premium at the moment, so I've got to order myself more shelves and that. I want to get them all sorted out and that, and get all the ones at the back, put them at the front and that. Then I hope to do a video showing you all my my horror movie collection. So yeah. Oh yeah, I haven't forgotten. I definitely want to do that. I definitely want to show you guys all my horror movies and that. Yeah. So I want to get me shelving and that. But this is the problem. I've said this before. You can't get them already assembled now. You've got to put them together and that. And I've got no patience with anything like that, especially if it's a big one. I take after me dad for that. He didn't have much patience putting things together. I don't think I'd make a very good handyman. I'd lose patience very quickly, but I'll keep searching anyway in the hope that I can get a ready assembled one. And if you guys know of any firms that do ready assembled DVD storage units, let me know. Really appreciate it. Right. PL is saying, have you seen The Dark and the Wicked? I have seen The Dark and the Wicked, and I was very disappointed in it. Yeah, I was watching the first time I got to know about that. There was a guy on YouTube, and he said, "Oh, I just watched this movie." Oh, he said, "It scared that bleep out of me." So I thought to myself, The Dark and the Wicked. I'll try. I'll see what that's like in that. So yeah, I think I watched it on Amazon. I wasn't very impressed in that. It wasn't my cup of tea. I didn't like it. So, but everybody's different, aren't they? That's what makes collecting and watching movies such a fun. Everybody's got their own opinions, and that one man's meat is another man's poison. What one might like, the other might like, in that. PL is asking me, have you seen Demon Wind? Seen it? I've got it. That's the one with Oh no, sorry. I'm thinking of Robert Morley one, The Wind. There's another one called Demon Wind, which I saw years ago. If it's the same one, it was very, very gory. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't remember too much about it, but if it's the one I'm thinking of, it was really, really gory in that. Yeah. PL is saying, have you seen Boar 2017? I haven't seen that, PL. No, is it good? PL, have you seen Razorback? I think I saw that. When I first started renting VHS videos out. Isn't that about a boar, a wild boar, or a mammoth kind of creature? Razorback. I remember the cover of the VHS. Yeah, Razorback. Yeah. Robert Turner. You okay, Roberts? Tales from the Crypt and Asylum are brilliant. Yeah, all strong stories. Black Christmas 1975 was also brilliant. Yeah. I recently bought the Blu-ray. Can't wait to watch it. Oh, they're fantastic movies, them, Roberts. I've sung the praises of them many a time on my streams and in my videos. Yeah, they were horror classics in my opinion. I don't think they'll ever be bettered. Those horrors, those 70s horrors, they had good story, they had good characters. There was no stupid teenagers and effing and blind and all the time, and that, which I hate in horror movies. I don't mind a bit of swearing, but I don't like it used to excess. I think it's unnecessary, and I think it sounds awful. But yeah, when you're at the likes of Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, Vincent Price, Boris Karloff, they were all, for me, they were the greats of horror. They really were. There's no getting away from it. They were the people that forged my interest in horror. You know, fantastic and that. And I love me 70s horror, and I would never ever part with them. Just love them. They're like when you get them out and all. It's like revisiting an old friend. You know, if you feel like watching a 70s horror, now what should I watch tonight? Oh, I know. I think I'll watch The House of Drip Blood. Oh, I think I'll watch Dracula. AD 1972. Yeah, as I say, like visiting an old friend and that. You know what you're going to get and that. Yeah, love me 70s horror. Richard Brown. You okay, Richard? The Night Gallery story about the rock creature is a good one. Is that in season 2, the rock creature? There's been so many of them, hasn't there? There's been very, very short ones and long ones and that. Yeah. I'll tell you one of my favourite ones, the Night Gallery, is, and although there's many, the one with Joanna Pettis in, where she keeps going, driving up to this house and that, you know, it's a very eerie story. It's open to many interpretations, but she keeps having this like kind of a nightmare or strange dream. Like she goes up to this house and that, and she goes in it, and then she's inside the house, and then she hears a knock on the door, and it's a doppelganger. I won't give away too much about it in case you haven't seen it, but that's very well done in that, you know, yeah. Fine actress, Joanna Pettis. PL is asking me, have you seen Dead Silence? That's the one with the ventriloquist doll, isn't it, Mary Shaw? Yeah, seen that a few times. It's very, very creepy. Yeah, it's great. That what's the name direct that? Was it James Wan? Sure, he directed that. Good movie. Pete saying, any Arrow recommendations, mate? Well, I've had a couple of Arrow titles lately, Pete, and I haven't really liked them. So, but I'll be talking about them in a upcoming we pickups there video. Any Arrow recommendations? Well, I would recommend Tenebrae. I've got the 4K special edition. I don't know if you've seen Tenebrae or not. That's a great one. That, yeah. Spider Baby, Lon Chaney Jr. That's a good Arrow release. Yeah. Oh gosh, the Vincent Price ones, they're good. The Pit and the Pendulum, they're some good Arrow titles. Yeah. What else is there? The one with Christopher Lee in City of the Living Dead, and it's also got the title Horror Hotel. That's a good Arrow title. Yeah, I think it was made in 1959. It's a kind of a black magic one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, Don't Go in the House. That's a good Arrow title. Yeah. Oh, that's quite brutal, that one piece. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's loads of Arrow titles, isn't there? But both good and bad, you know. But the ones I bought recently, I have to say I was very, very disappointed. But I'll be showing them off anyway. Dementor's one of them, about the girl that runs away from the satanic group, and she gets a job in like caring for disabled people and that. Very, very disappointing. But that's going to be in me pickups, me upcoming pickups video, Dementor. So watch out for that one anyway. You might like it. You know, I wasn't too keen on it and that, but it's a nice addition. It comes with a slipcover, a nice slipcover, and all extras and that. Yeah. So yeah, Dementor it's called. Yeah. It's got like it's got an image on the front of like a demon and that with horns and that. Yeah. So watch out for that one on Arrow, Pete, Dementor. But it wasn't my cup of tea. But piece again. What are some of your favourite Sean Connery films that aren't a Bond film? Favourite Sean Connery films that aren't a Bond. Well, I like Marnie with Alfred Hitchcock. That's good. I like him in that. Yeah, with Tippi Hedren. I've got that on 4K. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I do like him in Bond and that. Him and Roger Moore are my two favourite James Bonds. Yeah. Oh, I like him in it. I tell you what, I like him in Pete, the War movie. A Bridge Too Far. He played one of the generals. I liked him in that. Yeah, that's a good Connery movie. Yeah, there's one he made there. What's it called? Is it Gold? Cuba. Sorry. Yeah, it's got like a big got like a big photo of him on the front, and that really stands out. I'll have to check that one out. Cuba. Yeah, but he's made piles, hasn't he? Yeah, it really has. Yeah, but I do like him in Bond. I do like him taking James Bond off. Yeah, and of course Roger Moore. Yeah. Richard Brown is saying underrated actor Patrick Wymark. Oh yeah, he used to be in the Power Game, didn't he, Patrick Wymark? Yeah, he's been in one or two horror movies. Yeah, I remember Patrick Wymark well. Yeah, didn't he? He was in that one, that Amicus one. What was it called? Was it Maniac or something? It was made in 1967. I think he played a police chief in that. Yeah, Patrick Wymark. Yeah. Ricky Kilby is saying, With regard to the BBC Two double bills, I loved them too. However, I frequently fell asleep before the second film came on. Does anyone remember the BBC series called Supernatural? Well, I've heard of the Supernatural one with the two brothers in, but I think I vaguely heard of that one, the Supernatural. Yeah. I think it was only on for a couple of weeks, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the ghost stories each week and that. Yeah, I think I know the one you mean. Yeah, I think it was on about 1972. My memory serves me correctly. Walk On Always Believe is saying, speaking of books, Alan, I picked up 2 small horror books from the charity shop for 40p, which are factual with pictures. The World's Most Fantastic Freaks, The World's Greatest Ghost. They sound good. Yeah, you can get some bargains in those charity shops, yeah. I picked a couple of those type of books up, although not in a charity shop, in Waterstones, Urban Legends, and Ghost Stories, True Ghost Stories, and conspiracy theories and that. Yeah, they're very good. Yeah, they've got loads of stories in them and that, and of course, me being a writer, it's good. It's good. Sort of like food for thought and that. Sparks ideas off for new stories and that. Yeah, they're great. They're good. Those books. Excuse me. Chestnut Seb 7. Yes, they did shoot that in Highgate Cemetery. A lot of films have. Yeah. Very creepy cemetery, Highgate. I think they shot Taste the Blood of Dracula there in Highgate. PL is asking me, have you seen At Pupil? Oh, that's the one with the ex-Nazi, isn't it? The schoolboy and the neighbour. Yeah, is it Max von Sydow in that one? I've seen it a few years ago. I wasn't too keen on it. Not one of my favourite King stories, I'm afraid. Seasonal Spice Rack. What's your favourite Natalie Mars and Lisa Ann? I don't even know them. I couldn't comment, sorry. New to me then. Seasonal Spice Rack. Least favourite vampire film. Oh, now you've got me. Least favourite vampire film. Oh, I've watched loads and loads of very, very poor, low-budget vampire movies. Titles I've forgotten. That's how memorable they were. Least favourite vampire film. Well, I'll tell you what I didn't like. I wasn't too keen on now. Now you'll be surprised, guys, about this, because this is a Hammer film. I didn't like the 1974 Hammer adaptation, The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. You know what I didn't like about that? They put too much kung fu in it. And I don't like kung fu. I don't like anything to do with kung fu at all. It bores me to tears. Yeah, they put a lot of kung fu in. They did show Dracula momentarily, but it wasn't Christopher Lee. Although it did, from what I can remember, I think they wanted Christopher Lee to come back after Satanic Rites of Dracula to make The Legends of the Seven Golden Vampires. Although Peter Cushing was in it, like he was good as Van Helsing, but I thought he was wasted in it. So I didn't like The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. So if we're talking about my least favourite Hammer vampire film, I would pick The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires from 1974. I watched it a few times and I didn't like the excessive kung fu in it, guys. I'm sorry. Robert Turner, I recently bought the Incredible Hulk TV on Blu-ray. The TV pilot is really good. That's Bill Bixby, isn't it? Used to watch that in the 70s, yeah. He was good, Bill Bixby, wasn't he? Yeah, playing David Banner. Yeah, I don't know why they called him David Banner, because he was Bruce Banner in the comics, wasn't he? Yeah, but Lou Ferrigno was really on the money, wasn't he? It taking that green skin off, wasn't he? Transformation, yeah. PL, least favourite zombie film. There's been, again, like the vampires, there's been loads I haven't liked. There was one, what was that one where it was a George Romero, but it was like found footage. Was that Land of the Dead? Where it's like a found footage one. I didn't like that one. That's one of the worst ones I've ever seen, that one. There's been loads. Again, a lot of low budget ones which have been instantly forgettable. I do like Night of the Living Dead, but I'm not really a huge fan of Dawn of the Dead. Really, I know a lot of people like that. I'm not a huge fan of that. We're in the supermarket, in the shopping mall, Day of the Dead. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of those movies. I'll watch them. Don't get me wrong, I'll watch them, but I'm not a huge fan of them. I think you can only go so far with a zombie movie, can't you? My favourite zombie film's got to be the Hammer one, Plague of the Zombies from that. I think it was 1965. That's my favourite one, especially the part where the fella's having a nightmare. They're all coming out the grave, and that's when I first watched that as a kid. It scared me witless, that one. Yeah, but oh yeah, there's been quite a few. I say most of them are the titles are forgettable. So that's how much of an impression they didn't make on me. Thomas Pearson, you okay, Thomas? Cold Chat Movies is on YouTube to stream. Watched them recently. Yeah, I might buy mine from CX. 15 box set, 20 episodes. £15 for the box set, 20 episodes. I presume you mean the DVD. Yeah, I'm after the Blu-ray. Yeah, because you can't get them on DVD. Thomas. Yeah. Brian Gilson is saying Forbidden Planet and This Island Earth are really good sci-fi films. Is that the one with Forbidden Planet? That's the one with Leslie Nielsen, isn't it? I've seen that years ago. I don't remember too much about it. This Island Earth, again, is another one I saw years ago, and I don't remember too much about that one. Ricky Kilby, so glad you like the Jerry Anderson series. Yeah, I love them all, as I do horror. I collect memorabilia on both. Yeah, I used to like Captain Scarlet as well, and the Mistrons and Supercar, all them. Yeah. PL, have you seen The Void? Yeah, I didn't like it. PL, couldn't get into it. PL, have you seen Nope? Nope, I won't be going to see it either. Yeah, as I said before, I'm not a big fan of Jordan Peele. He doesn't do anything for me at all as a director. I know a lot of people do like him, and that's fine, but it's not my cup of tea, I'm afraid. I've watched a couple of his movies now, and they haven't impressed me at all. PL, have you seen the Vatican tapes? That's the one, isn't that the exorcism movie? I think I've seen clips of that on the Horror Channel. I haven't seen it right through. Isn't that a found footage one? Sure, that's a found footage one. Have you seen Sharknado? Oh, they're wacky movies, them. Yeah, I saw one where they were jumping up in the air, attacking the airplanes. I don't know what Sharknado one that was, but they're mad, aren't they? Then not to be taken seriously at all, Yeah. Walk On, Always Believe. I saw a great horror yesterday, Game of Death 2017 on Blu-ray. It's only 73 minutes. This contains no spoilers. I haven't seen that one, so I can't comment. Walk On, Always Believe. A group of friends play a board game, Game of Death, and the game is real. It's a great little independent horror. I highly recommend it. The first 10 minutes or so, it's typical teen angst, but then it kicks in. Right? Yeah. Oh, I'll have to check that one out. Robert Turner is saying, you okay, Robert? I recently bought Black Christmas 1975 and the TV series The Incredible Hulk on Blu-ray. Great buys, great buys. Have you seen The Rope Case? No. Thomas Pearson, are you still writing horror books? Yeah. Where do you get your ideas, and how did you get to start in writing? Ideas can come from anywhere. Snippets of conversation, TV, movies, films, newspaper articles, and most of the time just come out of my head. I think, what if this happened? What if that happened? The one I'm just finishing now actually is it's going to be a horror movie quiz book, so it should be launching that very soon. Yeah, it's got like chapters on each genre of the horror movie industry and that. Zombies, vampires, and that. So I'll be launching that within the next couple of weeks. Like inspiration comes from anywhere. As I say, something I've heard, in conversation, books, movies, newspaper articles, anything really. What sparks. I thought to myself, that sounds a good germ for a horror story and that. Yeah, and I tell you what I do love as well, when I start writing a story, the characters sometimes they take on a life of their own, and they go down roads when you first started the story, you never envisaged. I love that. Yeah, a lot of writers love that, where they start writing the story and the story takes off on its own, and that's happened to me a couple of times. And that, yeah, my number one aim at the moment is to write a full-length horror novel. So I'm gonna have to try and do that. I've got a couple of ideas I'm playing around with and that, but I was in Tesco's the other day, and I've heard a lot of things about this author called Lisa Jewell. You guys heard of her? I believe her novels are very good, and that. So I bought 2 of her books and that. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to checking that. Her book's out, Lisa Jewell. Yeah, she's a best-selling author and that. So I might do reviews of them anyway, guys. Once I've read them and that. Yeah, Lisa Jewell. Yeah. Chestnut Step 7. Yes, that thriller episode with the car actually creeped me out as a kid. Yeah. Donna Mills, One Deadly Owner. Oh, yeah, it's great, that one. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Robert Turner. Have you seen Armchair Thriller, Quiet as a Nun from 1978? No. I've got to revisit the Armchair Thriller series because it's years since I saw them. So I believe they are, excuse me, they are available on DVD. So I'll have to check those out, the Armchair Thriller. Yeah. Tell you what, I have been watching, guys. The Short Sharp Shocks Blu-rays where they have like British TV movies and short feature films from 1947, 48, right up to the I think it's the early 80s and that. Watched a couple of them, and what I've watched so far, I haven't been impressed at all. Watched a couple last night and that from Short Sharp Shocks. And as I say, they didn't bowl me over at all. Yeah, but I'm going to watch a couple more over the weekend and that and see what they're like. And if I don't like them, I'll put them on eBay. Walk On, Always Believe. One of my Blu-rays that arrived yesterday is Mansion of the Doomed. That's the one with Richard Basehart, isn't it? Where he takes the eyes out for his daughters to cure his daughter's sight. I've not seen it yet. It's known as a horror masterpiece. Have you seen it? Yeah, it's a very, very, you've got to have a bit of a strong stomach to watch that Mansion of Doomed and that, yeah. But yeah, I know the one you mean. Yeah, Richard Basehart, yeah. Pete's asking me favorite Kevin Costner film. I'm not a huge fan of him, Pete. Yeah, I'm not really into Kevin Costner. I know a lot of people rave over Dances with Wolves, don't they? But yeah, he's not really. He's not an actor that's on my radar at all. Kevin Costner. No, I'm not. I'm not a great fan of his. No. AJ's movie place evening. You okay? Gina Walpole. You okay, Gina? Eyes of Fire is a great folk horror film. Eyes of Fire. I haven't seen that one, Gina. It's a pretty recent one. I love me folk horror. Richard Brown. You okay, Richard? Blood on Satan's Claw, Linda Hayden. You're talking my language, Alan. Fantastic movie, isn't it, Richard? Yeah. Blood on Satan's Claw. I love Linda Hayden. Especially loved her in Taste of Blood of Dracula, where she had that grumpy old guy as a father. He didn't like her going out seeing her boyfriend and that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love Linda Hayden. Yeah, she was good in the House on Straw Hill as well. If you've seen that one, that's a great one. The House on Straw Hill. Yeah, very fine actress, a very nice lady as well. Chestnut Step 7. Love Blood on Satan's Claw. Yeah, I remember that around the double bill days. Yeah, it's great. Blood on Satan's Claw. Yeah. Walk On, Always Believe. That bore 2017 horror as the great John Jarvis in it. Oh, right, from Wolf Creek. Yeah, John Jarvis. I like John Jarvis. Yeah. And Mick Taylor from Wolf Creek. Yeah, he played Mick Taylor in Wolf Creek, didn't he? Yeah, it should be releasing Wolf Creek 3 soon. Waited ages for that. I wasn't too keen on the series, guys. I didn't like that at all. But I can't wait for Wolf Creek 3. Oh yeah, he's a great actor, John Jarvis. Yeah, I think he was born to play that part. He played it so well, didn't he? Really got into it. Yeah, fantastic. Wolf Creek. Chestnut Step 7. The era of Hammer and Amicus will never be topped. I would certainly second that. Yeah, and I'll throw in Universal as well. Yeah, for me, Hammer, Amicus, and Universal, the three titans of horror movie filmmaking. Don't think they can be bettered. The stories were so good, so colourful, and that they did have to rely on jump scares to achieve the desired effect. And I just loved them, guys. I mean, anybody ever to say to me, what's your favourite horror movie studio? Those three Hammer, Amicus, and Universal, they would always pop up. Yeah, loved them. Absolutely loved them. Robert Turner. I recently bought the TV series The Incredible Hulk on Blu-ray. Yeah. Thomas Pearson. I've noticed a lot of people raving about the Italian movies, but I've seen a few. I'm not impressed. Only like the couple, the rest of C movies. I wouldn't buy until I watch first. They're a bit of a mixed bag, those, I must admit. You know, I've seen a lot of good ones and I've seen a lot of bad ones. Of course, I love Dario Argento's The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. You know, absolutely love that movie. Got the poster there. Yeah, Susie Kendall's fantastic in that. Yeah, I love The Beyond. I love The House by the Cemetery. Love the zombie films, the cannibal movies. But as you said, there's some bad ones as well. Yeah, they're not for everybody. I must, you know, a lot of people don't like the dubbing, do they? They don't like the It's some of the movies, like, you know, the dubbing's very bad. You know, you can tell it's actually the voice track's been laid over and that. But if the story's good, that doesn't detract for me too much from the from the enjoyability factor of the movie. You know, I can go along with bad dubbing as long as the story's good. Richard Brown, you okay, Richard? When did you get into horror, Alan? Oh, at a very, very early age, Richard. I think it must have been about, oh God, 5, 6 or 7 when I started watching Universal Monsters on me nan's old black and white telly. Yeah, very early age. Yeah. Did you watch the horror double bills on BBC in the 70s? Did I? That was a big staple of my teen years, watching the Saturday night horror double bills. Yeah, on late nights on BBC. Yeah, great days. Yeah, all the classics were there. I remember one particular week, I was fuming. I was absolutely fuming. Long before the days of video course and that, and DVDs and Blu-rays, I was been waiting for this movie to come on, and it finally came. It was going to be screened. It was finally going to be shown. The Satanic Rites of Dracula, Christopher Lee, and I was counting the days right from Monday. Oh, it's on Saturday night. Satanic Rites of Dracula's on. Oh God, I was absolutely over the moon, and you wouldn't believe it. On the very night, I'm not lying, this is true. You know, my mum was up here, she'd vouch for this. On the very night that it was due to show, what happened, the telly went all to cock, didn't it? It just, I don't know what happened, and I just couldn't get the channel in at all. You know, I thought to myself, it's a ghost playing a trick here. You know, but we just got, oh boy, was I fuming. I was waiting all week to see the Satanic Rites of Dracula. And on the very night that it was going to be shown, the telly broke down. Oh yeah, still talk about that now to this day. Yeah, and then what would you believe? At the next day, it was all right. So how'd you explain that? Weird. Yeah, absolutely weird. But I was so glad years later to finally get it on VHS and watch it on VHS and that. Yeah, and it made me think, God, I wish the VHS videos had been out in the late 70s and that. Well, I wish I had one in the late 70s and that. You know, and I could have sort of like they've had the films and that, you know, readily available. That would have been one of them, that, you know, Satanic Rites of Dracula. But, oh yeah, very, very annoying experience. And as I say, I still remember it to this day. So uncanny the way that happened. Edward Kopok, what's your thoughts on Drag Me to Hell? I love it, Edward. I absolutely love that movie. Yeah. Oh yeah, that woman, wasn't she creepy? The old woman who, you know, wanted the extension on her loan and that, and she was denied it and that, and of course, you know, all hell virtually did break loose, didn't it? Yeah, the eerie scene with the ghost and that, the shadow on the wall and that. Oh, I love Drag Me to Hell. It's one of my favorite modern horror movies and that. Yeah. Oh, she was creepy, that woman, wasn't she? Yeah. What was her name? Mrs. Ganush. Mrs. Ganush, I thought it was. Oh, I think it was. Yeah, Mrs. Ganush. Yeah. Oh, I love Drag Me to Hell. Yeah. Richard Brown. You all right, Richard? The Offence with Sean Connery's mate. I haven't seen it. Stephen Davis, Dario Argento, Lucio Fulci, Sergio Martino, and Umberto Lenzi do the best Italian films. Yeah, big names and very big names in Italian horror cinema. Yeah, great. Yeah, great choices. Walk On Always Believe, it says, my favorite Sean Connery picture is Just Cause on Rising Sun. I've seen neither, so I can't comment. Gerard is a movie fan. About the Bond movies, I found on Her Majesty's Secret Service from '69 the best. That's a good one, that. Diana Rigg, yeah. George Lazenby. And everyone I know finds it the worst. That was the follow-up to Diamonds Are Forever from '71. Oh, right, yeah. It's all right, Diamonds Are Forever. Not the best Bond movie. Gerard is a movie fan. Greatest mistake in the Bond movies was to bring Connery back in. to bring Connery back. So he reprise his role, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people disagree with you on that. As I said before, Sean Connery and Roger Moore are my two favourite Bonds. I don't really care for the others. Not a big fan of Craig. Seasonal Spice Rack. What's your favourite Bianca Beauchamp? I don't even know her. Is she a horror actress? Never heard of her. Stephen Davis. I'll watch anything with Peter Cushing. He does elevate the Seven Golden Vampires. Yeah, I wanted to like that movie, Stephen, the Seven Golden Vampires, but I didn't like the Kung Fu. As I said before, that detracted considerably for me. For the Seven Golden Vampires, they could have done without the Kung Fu and that. I believe they were going to do another Dracula one where he was going to be in India. Yeah, but it never came to fruition. Dracula in India, Christopher Lee as well. He wanted in that. Yeah, imagine that. Yeah. Starscream. Own any Universal Legacy DVDs. Also, what's your favorite Universal monster? My favorite Universal monster is Frankenstein, Boris Karloff. That was the monster that got me into horror. That was the actor that portrayed the Frankenstein monster the best, in my opinion. So that answers that question. The other question: own any Universal Legacy DVDs? I only own the Blu-ray of Frankenstein and the Blu-ray box sets with Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, and The Creature from the Black Lagoon. I own a couple of DVDs as well, separate, but I did want to get that big Legacy Blu-ray box set and that, But what I didn't like about that, he repeated a lot of the movies, which I thought was a bit of a rip-off, because you've got all the Wolfman films, but then you've got the Frankenstein films, and he was on them as well. The same films were on the Frankenstein. If Wolfman was in a film, he'd be in the Wolfman set. But then if he was in a Frankenstein film, he'd be in the Frankenstein set as well. And you get the same with the Frankenstein monster and Dracula, which I thought was a bit of a rip-off. They could have done like separate. They could have just put the one film on and put other ones in different ones and that. So that's sort of like, that's what spoke that for me in that set. Still got my eyes on it though. Do you prefer? Oh, here we go again. Get out of my sight now, you idiots. Don't have these worms squirm through, they're just unbelievable, they are. God, they must lead some sad lives, they must do. Ricky Kilby, the Supernatural series was on just before the BBC Two double bills. There was one episode called Nights of the Marionette, which really creeped me out. I haven't seen that one. No. Yes, I do vaguely remember it and that, but I can't comment on the individual episodes. We'll go on to about 9:30 then, guys, if that's okay. So if you've got any questions and that, get them in and that. We'll be quite happy to answer them for you. Thanks for turning up anyway, guys. Appreciate it. I'm sorry about the screwballs and that infesting the chat and that, yeah. But you know me, I'm going to deal with them right away. The minute I smell a rat and I see they're going to be a bit obstreperous, they're going to be zapped. Stephen Davis, okay, Stephen. Zombie Flesh Eaters is my favorite zombie film. Good one. The rotting zombies look way creepier than Romero's. Yeah. There's that. Isn't that the one where the eye where they pulls the girl's head towards the wood and the wood goes through her eye? I think that's the one, isn't it? Sure, that's the one. Thomas Pearson. I saw Legend of Seven Golden Vampires in the cinema when it was released. Really bad. It's had Sid James' son from Bless This House in it. Oh, right, yeah. I didn't like that at all. That's Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires. That was sort of like one of Amma's major failings, in my opinion. Walk On Always Believe. Alan, here's a British vampire horror comedy I highly recommend. Eat Locals, 2017. The balance between horror and comedy is perfect. It starts Annette Crosby from One Foot in the Grave and good actors. I haven't seen that one, Eat Locals. I'll have to check that out. Thanks for that. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out, Eat Locals. Edward Kopok is asking me, what's your thoughts on the Conjuring universe? Well, I like the first two, Edward, but I wasn't too keen on the third one. The Devil Made Me Do It. I liked the first Annabelle, but I wasn't too keen on the rest of them and that. Yeah, the first two Conjuring I love, and the first Annabelle movie, but after that they went a bit downhill for me. Starscream, a good underrated horror from the 70s is Fright. That's the one with Susan George in, isn't it? Where she's a babysitter and Dennis Waterman's her boyfriend and that. That's a good one, that. I've got that on Blu-ray. Yeah, I love Fright. I've watched it many times, yeah. I love Susan George as well, yeah. That's a good one. Good, yeah, good choice. Thomas Pearson, have you seen Nightingale? Really horrific beginning. No, I haven't seen that one, Thomas. I'll have to watch out for that. Nightingale, yeah. Stephen Davis, have you seen Beware My Brethren? 88 are releasing it. Yeah, it's out this week, Stephen. Yeah, Patrick McGee. Yeah, as I said before to one of my YouTubers, I saw it a few years ago on Amazon, and it's a bit of a slow burner. It starts off pretty slow, but Patrick McGee's like a preacher. Yeah, and you've got this other guy as well. I think he's murdering prostitutes as well, from what I can remember. But it's a slow burner, but once it takes off, it takes off. Yeah. So yeah, 88 Films has done a good it's done a good edition of that. I might get that actually for my collection. Robert Turner, you okay, Roberts? Donna Mills did another thriller story called Someone at the Top of the Stairs. That's a good one, that. Yeah, it's great, that one. Someone at the Top of the Stairs. Yeah, she rents a room with her mate, doesn't she? Yeah, in London. I think it's London. And oh yeah, very, very creepy room. Yeah, love Donna Mills. She's a lovely looking girl. Yeah, very fine actress as well. Yeah. Gina Walpole. You okay, Gina? Eyes of Fire is from 1983. Well worth watching. Yeah. Stephen Davis, Linda Hayden, or Susie Kendall? Oh, now you're asking, Stephen. You are asking. Love Susie Kendall. Love Linda Hayden. Very, very little to choose between the two. Both lovely ladies. Both fine actresses. Yeah, very, very hard to call. Yeah, very hard to call. Brian Gilson. You okay, Brian? Your paranormal books look really good. Have you always been interested in the paranormal? Yeah, as has my family. Yeah, we've had experiences ourselves and that, over the years and that. Yeah, and thanks for the kind words about me books. I really appreciate it and that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I love me paranormal. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, I love writing paranormal stories. I love reading true paranormal cases and that. Oh yeah, always been interested in that. Yeah. Richard Brown. You okay, Richard? Do you like Peter Walker films? Do I like them? I love them. They're some of my favourite British horror movies of the 70s, Richard. Yeah. Oh, yeah. House of Whipcord and that. Frightmare. Yeah, fantastic. I love Pete Walker. He's a great director, Pete Walker. Yeah, especially that House of Whipcord and Frightmare. Yeah. And the Flesh and Blood show with Jenny Hanley, where there's a killer. They're doing this thing at the end of in the theatre at the end of the I think it's Brighton, at the end of the pier, in this big theatre. They're doing this play, and they're all getting bumped off one by one. That's a good one, that, the Flesh and Blood show. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's great, Pete Walker. Yeah, made quite a few British comedies as well, hasn't he? Yeah. Oh yeah, it's one of my favourite directors, Pete Walker. Yeah, he's great. Robert Turner, you okay, Robert? Sorry, some of my messages have repeated, so it's all right, mate. Don't worry about it. Ricky Kilby, you okay, Ricky? Alan, what are your thoughts on the Ghost Stories for Christmas series, originally shown in the early 70s? My favourite is Whistle and Come to You. That's my favourite. Oh, Whistle and Come to You, my lad. Based on the M.R. James short story. I've got it in my collection. Great story, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're a bit of hit and miss, to be honest. I didn't like the remake with John Hurt and A Whistle and Come to You, my lad. I didn't like that at all. I like the original one, the black and white one, but they're a bit of a hit and miss, them. I got the box set of that a couple of years ago, and I let it go because there was a lot I didn't like in it. There was some good ones, there's some little gems, but there was also bad ones. And I don't keep a box set. If I buy a big box set of a TV series or movie series, and there's a couple of turkeys in, I let them go. If the bad outweighs the good, I just put them on eBay, like I did with the Amityville Horror. I've done that recently. I bought an Amityville Amityville Horror box set. You know, It's About Time and all that. Amityville: The New Generation and that. And I bought all the movies. There was only one I liked, the one with Patty Duke in. I didn't like the other three, so I'll put that on eBay and that. I'm pleased to say I've sold it now. So, they're a bit of a hit and miss, those Amityville Horror movies, to be honest with you. What do you guys think of them, the Amityville Horror? Do you like them? You got any favorites? Let me know. Yeah. Edward Coppock, what's your thoughts on The Lost Boys? Didn't like it, Edward. Not one of my favorite vampire movies, but I can understand why a lot of people do like it, and I've got no problem with that. To each his own, but it wasn't for me. I didn't like it. Thomas Pearson, you okay, Thomas? What was the first movie that frightened you when you were a kid? Right. Mine was Lon Chaney's Wolfman. The change from man to beast scared the crap out of me. I hid behind the pillow. Yeah, he was pretty scary, wasn't he? His Lon Chaney Jr. And American Werewolf in London was pretty scary. Oh, God, yeah, you really felt... Excuse me. You really felt David Norton's pain when he transformed into that beast in American Werewolf in London. And, of course, when his mate got ripped to shreds when he came out the pub and that, yeah. First movie that frightened me when I was a kid. I'd say one of the ones that frightened me was the Gorgon. Because I thought her face was hideous and that, the Hammer one, the Gorgon. Yeah, very, very scary movie, that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Theatre of Blood as well. Robert Morley, where Vincent Price force-fed him the poodle pie. That scared the crap out of me. Yeah, I'm just trying to... I did. Christopher Lee used to terrify me as Dracula. When I first watched him, when I was a youngster, when I first saw the blood in his eyes and his fangs beard and that. I used to put my hand over my face when he'd come on and that, Christopher Lee. And my mum used to say, I don't know, she said, you've been looking forward to watching this all night. And when he comes on, what do? You put your eyes over your eye, you put your hand over your eyes and that, yeah. Christopher Lee frightened me, but of course I've got no problem with him now because I've watched him that many times. But when you're a kid, you're scared of basically everything, aren't you? But he was the scariest Dracula, yeah, Christopher Lee. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of any other films what frightened me as a kid. Watched loads and that. The House of Drip Blood was pretty eerie. The part with John Pearce, who he puts the vampire cloak on, he turns to a vampire, and the detective goes to the house at the end and that, and he breaks in, and John Pearce's corpse is in. He's in like he's in this wooden crate, and the police inspector, played by John Bennis, goes to the house to investigate it, and he breaks in. And of course, he encounters Pertwee's vampire, doesn't he? He's in the coffin like that, asleep, and of course, he jumps out at him, and that was pretty scary. But yeah, the Gorgon was one of the scariest ones, as a kid that I watched. I'd say what scared me as well. The Haunting with Richard Johnson, and where the women are on the bed and that, and the door, there's like the entities prowling around the house and that, and the door's banging. You can hear outside the door banging to and fro and that. That was pretty creepy and that. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Sent shivers down your spine. Richard Brown, what's about Mario Bava? Yeah, he's made quite a few, hasn't he? Yeah. Didn't he make wasn't his Blood and Black Lace? That's a good one. Blood and Black Lace. As I say, I have this thing with Italian directors. Sometimes I remember their movies, but then when you put them up against others and that, you think to yourself, oh, did he do that? Oh, Gento do that? Oh no, Bava done that. It's very, very easy to sort of, the lines are very blurred with Italian directors for me, because there's been that many in that, and sometimes this is other people as well have said this. You say, oh, what's the name done that? Mario Bava. Oh, no, he didn't. Dario Argento done that. You see what I mean? When I'm coming from about Italian directors and that, they're not the sort you can just roll off. You can roll off like Mario Bava's top 5 films and that. You've got to give it some thought. Yeah. Indy Phantom. I love Moore as Bond, and I think Timothy Dalton was underrated. The Living Daylights and License to Kill really hold up as solid films, in my opinion. Don't like Craig either. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Indy Phantom. Edward Coppock saw a recent video where he wasn't fond of Lost Boys. I do enjoy that one quite a bit, mostly for the soundtrack, which was great. A lot of people do like Lost Boys. Yeah, very popular Very popular vampire flick with a lot of horror fans. Starscream, fab subgenre of horror, i.e. slasher, paranormal, found footage, etc. Favorite subgenre of horror, slasher, paranormal. Well, I like vampires. I like ghosts, slashers. Virtually all subgenres I like. I haven't really got a one above all of them. I like them all equally. Paranormal, vampires, Frankenstein, Dracula, you know, creature features and that. Yeah. Stephen Davis, you're right, Stephen. When do you think we will get the Creeping Flesh, Legend of the Werewolf and Ghoul on Blu-ray? I'm waiting for them myself. Yeah. So Arrow and Co, if you're watching, get these out on Blu-ray. You'll have a big sort of, like, a lot of people buy these movies and that, you know, you'll have a big surge of interest if you release these on Blu-ray. They're fantastic movies. Creeping Flesh, Legend of the Werewolf and the Ghoul. To be honest, I'm quite surprised they haven't been released earlier. You know, especially love that scene in the Ghoul at the top of the stairs where Ian McCulloch can thing through his head and that. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're great movies, them. Yeah. Surely they'll get released eventually. Even Scream Factory. If any reps of Scream Factory are watching, get these out on Blu-ray. You know, they really do merit a good, solid Blu-ray. Can't even speak. A solid Blu-ray release with, of course, plenty of special features. Yeah. Larry Fleetwood, you're right, Larry. It's interesting about Pete Walker's films. They seem more known and more popular in the UK, Europe than the US. Yeah. Oh, he's great, Pete Walker. Yeah. I've got all his movies on Blu-ray. Yeah, he's fantastic. Very enjoyable stories. Yeah. Ricky Kilby, Pete Walker made some great horrors in the 70s. Yeah, I'd certainly second that. He's great, Pete Walker. Richard Brown, do you like your fellow Scouse writers Clive Barker and Ramsey Campbell? I do. Yeah, I've got some of the books in my bookcase. Yeah. I especially love Ramsey Campbell's short stories. There's one he wrote called The Companion, about this guy. He goes to this fairground and that. I think it's around winter time. It's deserted, and he goes into the ghost train and that. And as this figure gets in behind him, it's very creepy. The Companion, yeah, this mysterious figure gets into the ghost train with him and that, you know, sits behind him. Clive Barker, I got his Books of Blood in the early 80s and that, and I became a huge fan. You know, I love Hellraiser. I love all those stories and that, you know, Rawhead Rex. He's great, Clive Barker. I got a very nice letter from him, actually, when I first started writing back in the 80s and that. I think it's about 3 pages and that. Very nice letter. I'll try and dig it out, guys, and show it to you in a future video and that. Also got a letter from James Herbert as well. And the girl that wrote Dangerous Lady, Martina Cole, the crime writer, I got a very nice letter from her as well. Yeah, gave me good advice on writing and that. Yeah. So I'll do a video where me letters from famous authors. I'll show you. Indie Phantom, I agree that the original Whistle and I'll Come to You was vastly superior to the newer one. Yeah, I think my favorite Amityville horror is still the original, Rice. Amityville, it's pretty awesome and grim too. Yeah, a lot of people do like the original and that. Yeah, and of course the remake as well. Mixed, but you know, so some people like it, some people loathe it. I quite like the remake. I thought it was very well done. Chestnut 7, film that creeped me as a kid with the Gorgon and Witchcraft. Yeah, Witchcraft, isn't that the one with Lon Chaney Jr. where he desecrates his ancestors' grave and he takes his revenge on them? That's a good one. That he's like a high priest. Yeah, and of course the Gorgon, as I say, that face terrified me when I was little. Ricky Kilby, Norman J. Warren made some good movies, Terror and Prey being my favorite. I've got the Norman J. Warren box set. They're great movies, them. Yeah. The Satan's Slave as well with Michael Gough. That's a good one. Yeah, I've got the Norman J. Warren box set. It's a great set, that. And you're right. Yeah, he made some fantastic movies, Norman J. Warren. Yeah. Excuse me, guys, just having a swig. Chestnut 7 is saying The Entity was pretty scary too, being based on a true story. Yeah, that's the one where she gets repeatedly raped, doesn't she? Thrown across the table and raped all the time. Yeah, that was creepy, that. Stephen Davis, which Amityville was the one with the girl and the possessed lamp? I quite like that one. Ah, yeah. What was that one now? Is that the one with Patty Duke in? I'm sure that was the one with the Patty Duke in. Yeah, it's yeah, I remember the lamp was like a funny shape, wasn't it? Yeah. Was it? It's about, what was that one? Was it? It's About Time. I'm not sure. There's been loads of those Amityville horror ones. Yeah. The Evil Escapes, it could be. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I'm sure it's The Evil Escapes. Thomas Pearson, The Exorcist was based on a true story. Yeah. But the child was a boy instead of a girl. It was indeed based on a true story. Yeah. I think it occurred in 1949. It was a boy, wasn't it? Yeah. Robert Turner. You okay, Robert? Have you seen The Ice House from 1978? Can you explain it? I haven't seen it, so I can't explain it, unfortunately, Robert. Larry Fleetwood. You're right, Larry. The US TV film The Haunted, 1991, is pretty creepy. True story as well, and a case for the Warren couple. Yeah, I think I've seen that one. Sure, there's been a lot of ones called The Haunted, hasn't there? Yeah, I'm sure I've seen that one. Richard Brown. Tygon Films made some great films. They did indeed, yeah. Tygon, yeah. Mustn't forget Tygon. Didn't they make the Witchfinder General? I'm sure they made the Witchfinder General, the Conqueror Worm, as it's otherwise called. Chestnut says 7. Yes, Tygon were great too. Yeah, I'd certainly second that. Richard Brown. Ramsey Campbell is a massive horror film expert. Yeah, he used to do film. Reviews on Radio Merseyside. Ramsey Campbell. Seen him a couple of times, and he's a nice guy. He's done a lot. He's done a lot to promote horror fiction, hasn't he? You know, he knows his stuff. A lot of his stories are very, very Lovecraftian. You know, H.P. Lovecraft inspired and that. But of course, he puts his own spin on them, and he's got a great way of sort of like depicting an ordinary scene in some kind of like depicting it as giving it a dark aspect. You know, like say for instance, like you might go into a store, you might see a rack with like all gloves on the rack, and he might write something like he was sort of like reaching for them and that. He's got that knack of making the mundane and ordinary, giving it that horror aspect and that, you know, sort of like with his words and that, you know, with his language and that. Very, very good skill, yeah, of a horror writer. Indie Phantom. Favorite Clive Barker film? I think Hellraiser is the most disturbing. A Lord of Illusions is quite underrated. I need to see the special edition of Nightbreed still. My favorite Clive Barker film is Hellraiser, the first one, and I like Rawhead Rex as well. Yeah, they're me too. Wasn't too keen on the Hellraiser sequels. I didn't think they did anything really, excuse me, for the franchise as a whole, and especially the later ones were just awful, really were. Rawhead Rex was a cracking film. Yeah. So as I say, Hellraiser and Rawhead Rex are my two favourites Clive Barker movies. Wasn't too keen on Nightbreed. Brian Gilson, the scene from the original 80s Woman in Black when she jumped up at the end of the bed scared me and my family. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it scared the bejesus out of me as well. Yeah, that's a great one, that, isn't it? Yeah, fantastic. I've got the novel as well by Susan Hill. One of the greatest ghost stories ever written, in my opinion, The Woman in Black. I like the Daniel Radcliffe movie as well, yeah. And wasn't that Eel Marsh House in real deserted, out of the way place and that, you know, right out to sea, basically, in that, you know, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's very atmospheric, that, The Woman in Black. And yeah, I know what you mean about that scene. Yeah, it made me jump out of my skin when I first watched it. I didn't see that coming at all. Edward Coppock, what's your thoughts on Child's Play movies? Well, I like the first two, Edward, and I like the one with the girl at the Curse of Chucky, where she's the girl in the wheelchair. They're my three favourites. I wasn't too keen on the one where the lad goes into the army, and I didn't like the Cult of Chucky. I thought that was terrible. That he started messing around with clones and that. I didn't like that at all. Yeah, I wasn't too keen on the TV series either. But of course, if you watch my video, you'll see my thoughts on that. Yeah, but yeah. So Child's Play 1, the best one. Child's Play 2, my second favourites, and The Curse of Chucky, my third favourites. I don't care for any of the others, I'm afraid, and I did not like that remake. It was abysmal. Walk on, always believe. With your symptoms, Alan, I highly recommend adding lemon juice to your water. It's full of vitamin C, which improves the immune system and fights off bacteria. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, I'll get some lemon juice. Thanks very much for that. Indie Phantom, Rawhead Rex is awesome. It is indeed, yeah, great. It's a fantastic movie, Rawhead Rex, as is the story, the short story. I prefer it to Candyman, yeah, but many people don't reference it. The Blu-ray of the Rex is terrific, yeah, it's great, Rawhead Rex, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm with you there all the way. Richard Brown, favorite, excuse me, favorite Caroline Munro film. Oh well, I like Don't Open Till Christmas. That's a good one. I like it in Dracula AD 1972, where she sacrifices that in the old church, and the blood goes all over her chest and that. Yeah, and she's been in the Land of Time Forgot, hasn't she? She's been in them. She's made loads. She's been in the Bond films and that. Love Caroline Munro. Yeah, I haven't really got a specific favourite, but they're the ones that spring to mind. Yeah, and she's a very nice lady as well. Always turns up at the horror conventions and that. I saw her real in Liverpool at the Liverpool Horror Con going back a few years ago. Yeah, very nice lady. Yeah, lovely looking girl as well. Walk on, always believe. Alan, when it comes to trolls, try this. To make light of it, put you at ease. Think of them as flies and see your block button as a fly spray. I think of them something even worse than flies, but I won't say what that is. Yeah, color of brown. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So yeah. As I say, I can't be. I've got no time. I can't give anybody like that the time of the day. They must lead some very sad. Must lead very sad lives. That's all I can say. Yeah. That's a good analogy. That comparing me block button to a fly spray. Yeah. Robert Turner, one of the best horror films without a drop of blood. John Carpenter's The Fog. It's funny you should say that. I've just got the 4K of that. The Fog, yeah. And I'm going to watch that maybe over the weekend and that, yeah. I love the James Herbert novel of The Fog, which of course is a totally different story to the John Carpenter one, which is more pirates, isn't it? Yeah, but yeah, I've got the 4K of that. Be interesting to see what it's like on 4K. Tutor Weir, Liverpool. Oh, fellow Scouser, you all right, mate? Hi, all. My mate met Carolyn Munro at a convention. So jealous. All right, yeah. Oh, I'd love to meet Carolyn Munro as well. Yeah. It's very, very lovely lady. Lovely lady. Walk on, always believe. Is House on Chipboard a good horror? That's one of the Blu-rays arriving tomorrow. Never heard of House on Chipboard, so I couldn't comment. Pete saying, what film would you like to get a 4K release? Well, I'll tell you what I'd like to. There's quite a few, Pete. I'd like to see Spasmo get a 4K release. That's a good one from 1974. It stars Susie Kendall. It's kind of a part giallo, part slasher movie. So yeah, I'd love to see that get a 4K release. I'd love to see Tales from the Crypt get a 4K release with the 1972 movie with Peter Cushing in. I'd love to see that get. Oh, there's loads. Yeah. Obviously, the Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. I think they're releasing. I'm sure they're releasing that on 4K. Or if they're not releasing it on 4K, I think it's just a special second sight edition. But I'd love to see a 4K of that. Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. I'm just trying to think now. I'd love to see the ABBA movie get a 4K release. ABBA the movie, yeah. Departing from horror for a moment. Frenzy, Alfred Hitchcock, 1972. Love to see that get a 4K release. Yeah. I've just recently got a couple of 4Ks I'm looking forward to watching. Most notably Tenebrae, which is going to be my next pickups video. So very, very pleased to see that on 4K. Yeah, but oh yeah, there's quite a few. Like when you think about it, like of course, I'd love to see all of Christopher Lee's Dracula get a 4K release. Yeah, but oh yeah, well you never know. They might do that at some point in the future. Chestnut Seb 7 would love to go to a Hammer horror convention. Me too. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, while we're on the subject of horror, guys, have you got a favorite leading Hammer lady? I love Veronica Carlson, sadly no longer with us. Lovely looking girl. She was in Dracula's Risen from the Grave, Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, and Horror Frankenstein. Ingrid Piss, another big favourite of mine, Hammer female, yeah. Oh God, yeah, Martine Beswick, another great Hammer actress, and that, yeah. So have you got a favourite Hammer lady? Yeah, leave your comments on that. Yeah, we've got about 20 minutes, guys, and that. So if you want to get as many questions in as you can, I'd be very pleased to answer them. Yeah, thanks again for turning up. I really appreciate it. Robert Turner, you're right, Robert. The ABBA promo video should be 4K. Yeah. Anything ABBA should be 4K. Chestnut Seb 7. I just got a pristine import of Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. Cost me £1. That's all right, isn't it? Yeah, £1 for Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. Very good. Very good. Richard Brown. Have you seen Peeping Tom? A British slasher that came out before Psycho. I have seen Peeping Tom. Don't remember too much about it, but it is similar to Psycho. Yeah, not as good as Psycho, I grant you, but I have seen it. Yeah. What's the name made one similar like that? Didn't he? Harry H. Corbett from Steptoe, where he was a kind of a prowler, and he had these glasses on him and that, and he was I don't know if he was a reporter or he worked in an office and that, but he was quite creepy in that. I don't remember of it. So if anybody can think of that movie, guys, with Harry H. Corbett in, when he's kind of a slasher, he's like a slasher killer and that. Let me know what it is. I think it was made in the late 50s and that. But he's creepy. He's quite creepy in that, Harry H. Corbett, yeah. Tudor Wear Liverpool. Pete Walker is a superb director. I'd certainly second that. His movies are grittier than Hammer, but deserves more recognition than he gets. Yeah, I love Pete Walker. I've said it many, many times and that. Done videos on his movies and that. Yeah, and I love Frightmare and the House of Whipcord. Yeah, fantastic. I hope to do it. I might do a review of the House of Whipcord at some point, and I haven't done a review of that. So stay tuned for that. That's a great one. That starring the late great Sheila Keith, who a lot of people call it the Staff Karloff. Yeah, love Sheila Keith. Chestnut Seb 7, Peeping Tom. Yes, very good film. Yeah. Richard Brown. Any thoughts on Jess Franco? I haven't really seen many of his movies, Jess Franco, so I can't really comment on him. No. Brian Gilson. Do you have the book called Hammer Glamour about Hammer actresses? Yeah. Yeah, I've got that somewhere. Yeah, it's a lovely book. That, yeah, fantastic. Yeah, real nice glossy photos of all the Hammer actresses and that. Yeah, it's a great one. I've got quite a few Hammer books there. Robert Turner, Diana Dawes, my favourite horror lady, perfect in anything spooky. Yeah, she's great, Diana Dawes, isn't she? She was great in the Hammer House of Horror, Children of the Full Moon as well, wasn't she? Yeah, and she was in Thriller, the Brian Clemens series, where she played that spooky nurse. She was like an emissary of the devil. Nurse will make it better. Oh yeah, the part where she goes to look after this sick girl. She's lying in bed and that, and she goes into the room and that, and she belts her across the face and that, and she says something about, you know why I'm here. Oh, and her face goes like all demonic. That's a good one. That Nurse will make it better. If you've got the Brian Clemens box set, watch that one. It's fantastic. It's real spooky and way ahead of its time. Yeah. Oh yeah. You got put the makeup on and that to make her look old and that. Yeah. Nurse will make it better. It's called Diana Dawes. Yeah. Oh, she's great, Diana Dawes. Yeah. Very, very versatile lady. Yeah. And still sadly missed to this day. Gerard is a movie fan. I don't have enough Hammer films to choose, but I have a few horror movies with Barbara Steele. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know her on movies? Yeah, I've watched a couple of Barbara Steele movies and that. The Curse of the Crimson Altar, she was good in that. And of course, she was in that one where she plays a centuries-old witch, doesn't she? Where she gets the thing over her face and that, and then the hammers the nails into her face and that. But it's a Black Sunday. That was quite good. Yeah. Oh yeah, Barbara Steele. Yeah. Oh yeah, she is a leading name in the world of horror movies. Barbara Steele. Yeah, very, very fine actress, very pretty lady too. Chestnut 7, yeah. Diana Dawes and From Beyond the Grave and Theatre of Blood, yeah. Fantastic, yeah. I've got both of them in my collection, yeah. Edward's asking me, what's your thoughts on Misery? Oh, I absolutely love it, Edward. I would rank that right up there with Psycho. It's a fantastic movie. Kathy Bates she was really on the money playing that role. Annie Wilkes and James Caan, God rest his soul. Misery is one of my all-time favorites horror movies. I can watch it at any time. I've read the book a few times, and it's a sort of movie that's got that magic. The characters, when she played that part that good, like Anthony Perkins played Norman Bates. She played it that consummately. You could just go back to the movie and watch it again and again and again. It's that good, and she's terrifying, isn't she? She starts off all solicitous and that, where she rescues them from the crash and that in the snow, takes them back to her house and that, nurses him back to health. But once she finds out he's killed off Misery Chastain, oh God, does she go psycho? Yeah. Oh, love Misery. Yeah. I've got the Scream Factory special edition of that. Love Misery. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. Yeah, definitely. Gina Walpole. I think the Harry H. Corbett film was Cover Girl Killer. That's the one, Gina. Cover Girl Killer. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to get that one for my collection. Oh, he's real creepy in that. Corbus, yeah. Right, Chestnut 7. She played a good version of Ruth Ellis in her early career. Diana did, yeah. That the one before I Hang. Yes, it's years since I saw it, but what I can remember, it's a good movie. Larry Fleetwood. How about the William Castle films like Mr. Sardonicus and The Homicide? Lake Grace. I've got the William Castle box set. Yeah, Mr. Sardonicus. It's a great story, isn't it? Where he wants the fella to fix his space and that, otherwise he's going to kill it. Is it his wife or his secretary? I think it's his wife, isn't it? He's got it tied up. Excuse me. And he wants him to fix her face. The surgeon. I've got the book. Ray Russell story based on the Ray Russell short stories. I've got the Ray Russell story in there in the short stories. Mr. Sardonicus, yeah. Oh, I love William Castle, yeah. I didn't mind his gimmicks. I had a lot of people. He got criticised a lot, didn't he, for the gimmicks and that? But I didn't mind them and that, yeah. All part and parcel of his image, really. Walk On, Always Believe. When it comes to a cold, wintry setting in a horror, in my opinion, for the cold setting alone, I think Frozen, yeah. Frozen, definitely, yeah. Top class movie. The one with the wolves is the best because the whole flick is in the snow. Yeah. Frozen, yeah. Good choice. Yeah. I love Frozen. Yeah. Very, very gripping. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's terrifying. That's the sort of thing that could happen. These horror movies where it could actually happen, I think they're the most terrifying, as I'm sure you'd agree. Yeah. Right. We've got a quarter of an hour, guys. If you want to get more questions in, feel free to ask me anything you like. Robert Taylor, you're right, Robert. I keep meaning to get Misery on Blu-ray, or get yourself a copy of Misery on Blu-ray. You won't regret it. It's a fantastic movie. Love it. Walk On, Always Believe. Misery for me is the greatest horror flick of all time. Then The Exorcist, 1973. Yeah. Richard Brown, The Tingler is great. Oh, yeah, The Tingler. Yeah, Vincent Price, yeah. Oh, I believe he put what's the name when that was first shown in the cinema? Electric Wire, didn't he? And in the seats and that, he made people jump, go, oh, what was that? Yeah. All part and parcel of William Castle's armory of gimmicks. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's great, The Tingler, yeah. And as I say, I've got the William Castle Volume 1, Mr. Sardonicus and that, yeah. I didn't bother keeping the volume 2 because I didn't like the movies on that, but the volume 1 is fantastic. Larry Fleetwood, you okay, Larry? The Val Luton films are amazing. Yeah, The Curse of the Cat People. Yeah, I like Val Luton. Yeah, that's a great one, that. The Curse of the Cat People. Yeah. Yeah, so as I say, that movie on Shudder, open 24 hours. Definitely check that out, guys. It's a great movie. Really had me hooked from start to finish. Tell you what's a good movie on Arrow Video. Frankenhooker. It's kind of a spoofed on the Frankenstein story. Only he creates this sort of like prostitute girl made up of different body parts and that. That's a good fun watch. Frankenhooker. Yeah, I've got the Arrow edition of that. It's very good. Lovely picture quality as well. Yeah. Peter Cushing, not the Peter Cushing. You're right, Peter. Do you know The Mind of Mr. Soames, obscurish amicus film? The Mind of Mr. Soames. Is that the one with David Hemmings in? I'm pretty sure I saw that a few years ago. Sure, I saw that one a few years. I can't remember too much about it. It was the one with David Hemmings in from 1970. That will be the one, but I don't remember. I know what's the name's done a version, a release of that. I have the indicator, but I don't remember. I don't remember too much about it. Richard Brown, Diana Dawes always made a horror film better. Yeah, love Diana Dawes. Pete's asking me, what film would you like to get a remake? Oh, that's the thing about that one piece. A remake, usually, as I've said before, a lot of the remakes I've been thoroughly disappointed with. There's only really been a couple what I've really liked, I'm trying to think. I tell you what, I would like to see a remake. Well, you might be familiar with it. I've spoke about it before on my channel. It's a rare movie from 1965. It's called The Sweet Smell of Death, The Sweet Sound of Death. And it's basically about this young couple. They make a pact it's a great little movie. If you haven't seen it, you want to check it out. It's on Amazon. Yeah, this young couple, the blonde girl and that, they make a pact in a graveyard to whoever dies first comes back, comes back to the land of the living and that. I won't say too much about it, but I'd love to see that get a remake. I think they do a great job of that. This is it. You see, you got a lot of these rare, obscure movies they could remake. They're going back to the classics all the time, and sometimes, well, most of the time, they ruin them. When you've got these little gems, they could dig out and remake them and that. Put a modern setting on them and that, and obviously different actors and that. So the Sweet Sound of Death, I would definitely like to see get remade and that. So check that out. It's in black and white, if you like, you've got to like 60s black and white movies and that, and a more like it's more of an atmospheric movie than a blood and gore movie. It's quite creepy in parts, yeah. But yeah, check that one out, The Sweet Sound of Death, yeah. But yeah, definitely that one, yeah. Walk On, Always Believe. Apart from the Dracula, Wolfman, and Frankensteins, can you recommend some Hammers? The ones you highly recommend, please, because I'm very new to Hammer. Thank you. Well, I can recommend The Plague of the Zombies, The Reptile, The Devil Rides Out, all fantastic Hammer films, yeah. The one with Peter Cushing in, where he's a school teacher. I always forget that title. It was made in 1972. Is it in the Scream of the Night or something like that? Fear in the Night. That's a good one. Yeah, Peter Cushing. Yeah. Other non-Dracula Frankenstein werewolf films. Have you seen The Abominable Snowman at the Himalayas? That's more of a kind of a slow burner. And of course, you've got the Hammer House of Horror TV series. That's very good, yeah. Trying to think. Oh, On the Buses as well. If you like your Hammer comedies, the On the Buses movies, they were Hammer, believe it or not. Yeah. So, oh yeah, love Hammer films. Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. That's another good Hammer horror movie. Yeah, check that one out. Yeah. Nice. Bear with me, guys. Just Robert Turner, I would be interested in your views on Hammer House of Mystery and Suspense. Oh yeah, I really made up getting that today. Yeah, a few good entries, but a very disappointing follow-up to Hammer House of Horror. Yeah, well, when I've watched it, Robert, I'll do a review of that, the Hammer House of Mystery and Suspense. Yeah, all right, getting that on eBay for 18 quid. Yeah, made up and that. So I forget all the episodes and that. So I'm looking forward to revisiting that. Yeah, thanks for that. Nice. Stacey's here. You're right, Stacey. Thanks for dropping by. Hi, Alan. I'm a bit late, but here now. Any books you would like to be made into films? Any books I'd like to be made into films? Let's see now. I'd like some more of James Herbert's books to be made into films, especially The Fog, the Rats Follow-Up, Lair, and Domain. The what's the name one? The Ghosts of Sleeth. I'd love to see that made into a film. James Herbert again. I was trying to think. There was a horror book I read a couple of years ago called The Wormstone. You might not have heard of it. I'd love to see that made into a film. Quite a creepy story, that, The Wormstone. Oh gosh, of course, Stephen King, all of his stories have been made into films, haven't they? Yeah, but oh yeah, definitely, especially James Herbert. I'd love to see The Dark as well. I'd love to see that made into a film. James Herbert again. Yeah. Thanks for dropping by again. Richard Brown. You okay, Richard? Did you see Psychomania? No, I haven't seen that one. No, I'm going to check that out. Psychomania. Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about that, actually. Yeah, it's about the motorbike gang, isn't it? Is it Brighton? Walk On, Always Believe. And can you give some Amicus recommendations, please? I've never seen any. Thank you again. Yeah, Tales from the Crypt, The House That Dripped Blood, Asylum. Oh gosh. The one with there was Patrick Wymark in that was made in 1967. I think it was called Psychopath. That's a good one. The one with Burgess Meredith where he's in the fairground, Torture Garden. That's a good one. Yeah, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors with Peter Cushing. That's a good one as well. Peter Cushing, have you seen The Final Program? 1973. You One on Me. Quatermass and the Piss. Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of Quatermass. It's all right, but I wouldn't say Not the sort of movie you can watch again and again. But I know a lot of Hammer fans rate that very highly. Starscream. Thoughts on Invasion of the Body Snatchers? My favourite is the 70s one. I quite like both of them, actually. Yeah. Especially the one with Donald Sutherland in, where he points like that. Like that. Oh God, that's one of the most memorable endings, that, isn't it? Yeah. Good story. Yeah, good story. Nice. Walk on, always believe. Thank you, Alan. I really appreciate the recommendations. Yeah, it's no bother, mate. Anytime. Larry Fleetwood, The Haunted House of Horror. Oh, yeah, that's a good one, that. Richard O'Sullivan, 1969, from Tygon, is pretty good and strangely underrated. Yeah, thanks again. Cheers, Alan. Oh, yeah, Larry, that's a great one, that. I've got that on Blu-ray. Yeah, lovely edition, and that. Got the slipcover as well. Yeah, that The Haunted House of Horror. Frankie Avalon's in that, isn't he? The singer. Yeah, I love that one. Chestnut 7, the Quatermass Experiment was good. Yeah, it's got a big fan following. Yeah. Robert Turner. Hammer also did the George and Mildred film from 1980. I think Rise and Damned 2. Rice, yeah. Pete saying favorite Japanese horrors, Alan. Well, I like The Ring piece. The Grudge is okay. It's okay, but I do prefer The Ring and that. Yeah, I did actually watch recently. I've done a review of it. A foreign horror movie. I think it was. Yeah, I'm sure it was a Japanese one called Cat. Yeah, about this creepy cat. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. But my favorite Japanese horror is, as I've just said, The Ring. Love the ones with Naomi Watson. I like the original as well. Yeah. Great spooky story. Yeah, especially the part where she comes out the television. Ooh. Peace, fantastic stream as always, mate. Oh, thanks very much, Peace. Yeah, thanks for dropping by and that. Yeah, really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody who's turned up tonight. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go on for an extra quarter of an hour then, guys. So about quarter to 10, if that's okay. Yeah. So I'll finish at quarter to 10 instead of 9:30. All right. Chestnut 7, I Monster from that's a great one. That Christopher Lee plays like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde character. Yeah, only it's Marlowe and Blake instead of Jekyll and Hyde. That's great. That one, I Monster. Yeah, and Peter Cushing's in it, isn't he? Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that one. Yeah, love that. I've got the Blu-ray of that in my collection. Peter Cushing from Beyond the Grave, the best Amicus anthology film. Well, it's one of the best. One of the best, yeah. But then they were all good. I liked them equally. You know, I haven't really, I can't really say there's one bad one. They were all good, those Amicus anthologies and that. I love the framing stories. I love the actors. I love the plot twists and that. A lot of them were based on the old DC comics from the 1950s. You know, yeah. Oh, fantastic, yeah. Richard Brown, you're right, Richard. To the Devil a Daughter is very underrated. Oh yeah, Christopher Lee, yeah. To the Devil a Daughter also stars Richard Widmark, based on the Dennis Wheatley novel. Which I believe Dennis Wheatley wasn't too keen on that. He was very dissatisfied with it, from what I've read. Yeah, I've got that one in my collection as well. To the Devil a Daughter. Christopher Lee plays an evil priest, doesn't he? Yeah. Or when Christopher Lee plays a villain, he plays a villain, doesn't he? Peter Cushing, the Hammer mystery and suspense you got, is it the one with the German writing on it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, the one with the German writing on it. Yeah, the only affordable version I could get. DVD. Walk on, always believe. Great stream again, Alan. You're doing great. Oh, thanks very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going to have something to eat. I'm very peckish. Haha. Get well soon and wish you a speedy recovery. Take care. Good night, everyone. Oh, thanks very much, mate. Yeah, thanks for turning up and thanks for the well wishes and that. And I hope to talk to you again in the next live stream and that. Yeah. Oh, thanks very much. Yeah. Have a nice weekend. Yeah. Thanks. Chestnut 7. It's hard to pick a favorite Amicus anthology. Love them all. Yeah, me too. Fantastic. Yeah, such a big I've said it before and I'll say it again, such a huge staple of my growing up in the 1970s. Yeah, can't beat the Amicus anthologies. or portmanteau movies, as they're also known as. Richard Brown, totally agree with Peter Cushing. From Beyond the Grave is the best one, then Asylum, then The House of Drip Blood. They're all fantastic. I love them to bits, and I never get fed up watching them. Never. Yeah, especially that one Asylum in with Robert Powell. He plays the doctor, and he has to guess who Dr. Starr is. The real Dr. Starr is. That's very creepy. That one. Yeah. Oh, Amicus, they're always on the money with their portmanteau flicks. They really were, and that. And I've watched a lot of horror portmanteau flicks since Amicus finished years ago, and they've been hit and miss. You know, they've been very hit and miss. There's one. I must mention this one. You know, George and Mildred, the guy who played George, Brian Murphy. He's in a good one called Graveside Tales. Now, it's very, very hard to get now, guys. But if you can get a copy, I think you'll enjoy it, because it's very, very much in the Amicus vein, because he's in the framing story and he plays this gravedigger, this creepy gravedigger, and this young girl comes into the cemetery. I think she's doing research or something, or she's doing some sort of report anyway, and he says, like, you know, hello miss and all that, and he starts talking to her, and what he does, he sits down with her in the graveyard, and he starts pointing to the graves and saying what happened to each person that's buried in that, and of course it's all involves a horror story. It's very good. Yeah. So if you can find that, it's very hard to get now. I think the one I've got now must be pretty valuable. Graveside Tales, starring Brian Murphy, from George and Mildred. Keep looking out for it. It's great. It's really good. As I say, it's very much in the Amicus vein, you know. So if you love Amicus films, I think you'll enjoy Graveside Tales. Yeah, it's great. It's a great movie. Richard's asking, did you like Tales That Witness Madness? Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. Susie Kendall's in that, isn't she? She plays the girlfriend of that guy who buys Uncle Albert's painting, doesn't he, in the penny farthing, and he goes on a penny farthing, and as he's riding on a penny farthing, he goes back in time, and that. Yeah, that's good, that one. Jack Hawkins and that. Yeah, and the boy imagines a tiger in the house, and the tiger becomes real. I like that one. Yeah, and Michael Jason and Joan Collins, where he has brings the tree into the house, and he said, do you love me? Do you love me? That's good, that one. Yeah, I like that one, Tales That Witness Madness. Yeah, very good. Just waiting more comments to come, guys. Yeah, so I've enjoyed it anyway, guys. So as I say, I go on till about 9:45, and yeah, so I say, if you've got any last minute questions, just fire them away. You know, I'd be very, very pleased to answer them. Yeah. Peter Cushing is saying, a really bad anthology film, The Monster Club. Oh, did you like that one? I thought that was pretty good. The one with Vincent Price and John Carradine. Yeah, doesn't John Carradine play the horror writer R. Chetwynd Hayes? Yeah, and he takes them to this club with B.A. Robertson. Remember him, who sang Bang Bang in 1979? B.A. Robertson's performing in this club and that. Yeah, I quite like The Monster Club. Yeah, granted, there is some elements of comedy in it, you know, which for some could detract from the overall horror. But I like The Monster Club. I think it's a good little anthology movie. Yeah. What about the Uncanny? I love the Uncanny. Yeah, Peter Cushing, the cats. Yeah, he thinks the cats are going to take over the world and that. And Ray Milland's his agent and that, and he poo-poos it, doesn't he, Ray Milland? Yeah, I love the Uncanny. Yeah, especially that one with Wellington, where she goes to live with a girl and a mother or something, and she's horrible to her. I don't know if it's an aunt or not. She goes to live with her, and the cat grows big in that. No, the girl goes, she shrinks the girl, doesn't she? Who's bullying her all the time, and then the cat eats her, pounces on her. That's a good one, that. And the one with Susan Penhaligon, the maid, where she's looking after this old woman and that, and all the cats attack her. That's great, that one, the Uncanny. Yeah, good choice. Thanks for bringing that one up. Yeah, so Peter Cushing saying too much comedy ruins horror films. It's got to be. You've got to get that balance, haven't you, between comedy and horror. I think Abbott and Costello and American Werewolf in London are one of the two of the pleasing exceptions in which comedy was very, very well counterbalanced with the horror elements. They've done a real good job. I mean, in Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, the monsters played it straight, didn't he? Larry Talbot, Wolfman, Dracula Lugosi and the monster Glenn Strange, they played it straight, you know, they didn't send themselves up, and of course that they bounced off Abbott and Costello's humour. And American Werewolf in London, again, they got the balance right with that, didn't they? You know, the comedy and the horror elements and that. Yeah, they're my two favourites, all-time favourites horror comedies: Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein and American Werewolf in London. Yeah, top class in my opinion, mate. Piece of cushion, yeah, I've had that one, haven't we? Richard Brown, Susan Penhaligon is in a few good horror films. Yeah, she was in the series as well, wasn't she? Bouquet of Barbed Wire with Frank Finlay. Yeah, very fine actress, Susan Penhaligon. Yeah. Oh, she was good in that Uncanny where she played the devious maid. But yeah, I love that one, the Uncanny. It's a great little movie. Got 10 minutes, guys. So if you want to get more questions in, feel free to do so. Well, if any of you go Blu-ray hunting over the weekend, I hope you managed to pick up some bargains and that. Or if you order online, hope you managed to get some good titles and that. I'll be having a look at the Arrow sale as well. See if there's anything there what takes me fancy. And as I say, I'm hoping to get the Night Gallery season 2. If not this week, next week. The TV Visions, The Land That Time Forgot. Yeah, wasn't Doug McClure in that one? Piece of cushion. And then they done another one, didn't they? At the Earth's Core. That was good. Yeah. So it's always it's always a good idea to keep abreast with the sales and that, because you can get some pretty good bargains online. If you really hunt for them and that. I'm a big fan of Indicator. Sometimes they have some good deals on Indicator. Yeah, so always check their website and that. Richard Brown, even though you don't like them, I'm going to order the Sharp Shocks DVDs. Oh, you might like them. Yeah. As I say, I haven't watched all the segments yet. So I can't really give a conclusive decision on on the whole lot. Because I've got the two to watch. I've still got quite a few to watch on the first one, and I've got quite a few to watch on the second one. So I can't really form a conclusive opinion. But I'm just saying the ones I've watched so far have been very, very poor. Yeah. So, but that's just my opinion. Piece of cushion, is Blu-ray worth the upgrade? But I would say, in terms of, you mean a specific series, specific movie? I must admit, it's mostly Blu-rays I get now. I very rarely get DVDs. I always get the Blu-rays. Like, right, we've got 5 minutes, guys. If you want to, get some last-minute questions in and that, as I said, I'd be happy to answer them for you. Yeah, so there you go. So it's good to be back on again tonight. Anyway, really enjoyed it, and thanks very much, guys, for turning up. I really enjoyed chatting to you all on that. Yeah. So love talking about movies and that, about horror movies, horror books and that. Oh yeah, on the subject of books, anybody's got any favourite horror novels? All-time favourite horror novels. I love The Rats by James Herbert. Salem's Lot, Stephen King. The Shining. Yeah, just let me know. Like if you've got any favourite horror novels. Gary Taylor, you're right, Gary. Can't wait to get Carter 4K. Oh, get Carter out on 4Ks on Monday. That's a great movie, that. Yeah. Michael Caine, yeah. Oh, it's very brutal, isn't it? Yeah. That's one of his best movies, that. Yeah. Oh, I hope you enjoy it. Gary, yeah. The TV Visions. The final program, 1973, was a so-so sci-fi drama with John Finch and Patrick McGee, directed by Robert Fuest of And Soon the Darkness and Dr. Phibes fame. Yeah. Stephen Davis. Are you a fan of Yutty Stensgaard and Ingrid Pitt? Oh, I love them. I love both of them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Two beautiful ladies, and he made some great vampire movies and that. Yeah. Fantastic. Both of them. I love them. Gerard is a movie fan. I stay till the end, but till next time, everybody. Thanks for coming. Yeah, nice to have you along and that. Yeah, have a nice weekend and that, and all going well. I hope to talk to you again very, very soon. Playtendo guy, peace. You take Alan, and I hope you feel better soon. Oh, thanks very much, peace. Yeah, take care of yourself on that. Yeah, and I hope you manage to pick up some more good, good movie bargains and that. If you're going to buy any Arrow ones and that, I hope you get some bargains and that. And oh yeah, thanks very much, mate. Yeah, nice talking to you. Thanks for turning up and have a nice weekend. Richard Brown, love Joan Collins in horror films. Do you have a favourite? I like that one. I liked it in Tales from the Crypt where she killed her husband, didn't she? And you get the psycho Santa Claus knocking on the door. So let's unwittingly let's him in, and that's a good one. Yeah, I liked it in the Empire of the Ants as well, Joan Collins and that. She's made some good movies, hasn't she, Joan Collins? Yeah. The one where she gets pregnant by the dwarf as well. That's a good one. I Don't Want to Be Born. That's a good one. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's good actress, Joan Collins. Yeah. Gary Taylor, have you seen I Don't Want to Be, but that's the one. I Don't Want to Be Born, Joan Collins. I've got it in my collection. Yeah, she gets raped by the dwarf, doesn't she? Yeah. Peter Cushing, Michael Caine in his underpants and Michael Caine in his underpants in high definition. Stephen Davis, Passport to Shame is a good one with Diana Dawes. I haven't seen that one. Is it one of her early ones? Is it, Stephen? Gary Taylor, Unusual Things has just done Ingrid Pitt's. Unusual Things has just done Ingrid Pitt's grave. All right. Yes, as I say, thanks again, guys, for turning up. It was nice to talk to you again. And I say all going well by the next live stream. My cold will have cleared up completely. Fingers crossed. I say the worst part of it is you can't taste your food. I hate that. But yeah, so I say all going well. The next video will be me horror Blu-ray and DVD haul. So watch out for that. I hope to be doing that very, very soon and that. Show me pickups and that. And as I say, yeah, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed coming back on again. I hope to have a couple of weeks time. Try and get a couple more guests on and that, So I'll let you all know anyway. If you fancy coming on, let me know. Be happy to oblige you. Chestnut Step 7, good show, Alan. Take care, mate. Hope you're better soon. She's, oh, thanks very much, mate. Yeah, thanks for turning up. It was nice talking to you. Hope you have a nice weekend. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks. Richard Brown, do you like Peter Straub? I'm not really keen on Ghost Story. I wanted to like that book so much, and I wanted to like the movie so much, but I just couldn't get into it. No, I'm not really a great fan of Peter Straub, unfortunately. Gary Taylor, The Brain on 101 Films is out on Monday. Oh, right. I'll have to watch out for that one. Right, guys, just got a couple of minutes now. So as I say, if you want to get any last minute questions, just roll them off. I say be quite happy to answer them for you. Yeah. So one of the films I've got in me what's the name there to watch is that I'd say I'm looking forward to watching the one with Linda Day George and Ants. It's supposed to be very good in that. Yeah. So I got the Blu-ray of that. And as I say, I've got one more on the way in that. So I'm looking forward to doing my pickups and that. Yeah. Got one of you guys a comment from Gary Taylor. And The Creatures the World Forgot out on Monday. Indicator. Yeah, good film. Richard Brown, enjoyed it tonight, Alan. Hopefully see you next week. Oh, thanks very much, Richard, mate. Yeah, I've enjoyed it as well. Yeah, thanks for turning up, dropping by and that. It was nice to talk to you. And I hope you have a nice weekend and that. And yeah, speak soon. Yeah, thanks. Peter Cushing, do you know Phase 4, another Anne film? I've seen that years ago, but I forget it. Yeah, Phase 4. Yeah. Must admit, though, I couldn't watch too many creepy crawly films because, well, no pun intended, they give me the creeps. Yeah. So. Nice. All right then, guys. Well, I think I'll call it a night now. So thanks very much, for turning up and that. I've really enjoyed talking to you all and that. And if you're out and about at the weekend doing some Blu-ray hunting, I hope you manage to get some good movies and that. I'll always enjoy watching your videos and that, your pickups and that. And I love talking about movies and that. And I really appreciate it, you all turning up and that. And as I say, hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, I might have 1 or 2 more guests on and that. But I'll let you know anyway about that. Now, if you fancy coming on, just drop me a line and that, and I'll do my best to accommodate you. Yeah. All right then, guys. Well, I'm going to go now. So thanks very much again, guys, for turning up. Have a nice weekend, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye for now. Take care.